streets, talking ball from dawn till night, breaking down the plays, getting every call right. Kentucky blue running through our veins, crimson tide red bringing fire to the game. Different colors, same heart inside, standing together with nothing to hide. Kentucky blue and crimson tide red, passion for the game and every word we said. Win or lose, we're showing up instead, building something bigger, moving straight ahead. Two best friends, too strong to lose, united by the game no matter what we choose, making it happen, chasing every dream, side by side, stronger than we seem. Saturday lights and the crowds roll out, talking football, making our hometowns proud. Every touchdown, every hard-fought drive, keeping the spirit of the game alive. From the hills of Kentucky to Alabama shore, we bring the energy and always want more. Not just fans, we're family now, keeping our promise and showing them how. Kentucky blue and crimson tide red, passion for the game and every word we said. Win or lose, we're showing up instead, building something bigger, moving straight ahead. Two best friends, too strong to lose, united by the game no matter what we choose, making it happen, chasing every dream, side by side, stronger than we seem.
Well, as you all can hear, and I'll remove this just in a second here. Daggum mouse. There we go. Well, as you all heard, we got a new theme song for me and Jackson here on our shows, and which Jackson's running a little bit behind tonight, dealing with other outside conflicts. So don't you worry, Jackson will be here eventually. But you've got me for the now being, and I would like to think I'm a cool guy and I can handle this. So you've got me, and as the show title says, the J&A Sports Hotline. It's a fan-ran show by you guys. You all decide about where we go with this. If you want to talk NBA, if you want to talk hockey, you want to talk about college football storylines, NFL storylines, I will put the StreamYard link in the chat. You could come on in, and we could talk about it. As always, that's what this is here for, and it's just a little catch-up show, and we'll take this wherever you want to go. That the only rule that me and Jackson have, if Jackson was here, which obviously he's here in spirit, is obviously number one, no politics. That's a no-no. No religion, none of that. Keep it strictly in sports. And if you have an argument, just challenge the argument. No need to be heinous. No need to be mean to people. Just keep it strictly professional, please. That's all we ask. You can challenge the argument. You can disagree with us all you want and your peers. Very civilized. That's all we ask, and keep it within the realm of sports. But if you want to go anywhere in the sports world, I'm more than happy to listen. And when Jackson gets here, he will listen as well. But like I said, I will put the StreamYard link in the chat, and we'll take this wherever you want to go with it. There's a lot to get to. We've got the Brendan Sorsby. We had the NBA Finals recently. We've got NFL mini camps and training camps beginning again, and a bunch of things happening in the sports world as we near closer to college football starting and the NFL starting in September. There's lots of things we can talk about here tonight. So with that being said, let me go on and pull up the NBA Finals first of all, and then I will get the StreamYard link in the chat, because the NBA Finals is something that happened more recently, and I'm sure people want to talk about this just a little bit. 53 years since the New York Knicks were last on top of the NBA world, and they got it done in 5 games. And as a big basketball guy, I've even said this, like, I love basketball. And the thing is, too, with this series, I said Spurs in 6, and I'll own what I said. I said Spurs in 6. I was wrong. But what I will say to this is the Spurs have got a lot of lessons left to learn. I think as a young team, they've got a lot to learn. And what I mean by that is you see the immaturity in this team. Kind of, they didn't know how to close the games out. I mean, the Knicks were up not the Knicks, the Spurs, pardon me, were up double digits multiple times through. I think they led like 76% of the series, I think it was. And they just couldn't close it out. And that's the thing too about a young team. When you don't know enough and this is your first time getting a taste of the big stage like this, you learn a lot about yourself. It was kind of, and a lot of superstars and players go through this growth stage. Like LeBron went through it in Cleveland. He's the famous example. Kobe went through it. Now Victor and company and Stephon Castle and Harper, they're going through it. And like the Knicks, they have been battle hardened. They've grown and they've lost different series throughout the years since they've been together as a core group. They had to trade pieces away to get to this point. I mean, they fired Tom Thibodeau. I mean, about experience versus youth. What typically wins? Like last year we saw with the Thunder, they're a super team, but they're very youthful, and it got the title for them. Like the Spurs this year, very youthful, superstar potentials obviously across the board, but the experienced team won this year. I mean, the Knicks making a historic 29-point comeback. I mean, the biggest comeback in not only finals history, but I believe in NBA history. And then this game here, I mean the game 2, Victor Castle out of bounds play. Those are plays as you grow and get older and mature as a player, you learn when to pull it back some. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, who was an older player, tried to go for the layup, missed it instead of just dribbling it out. The Spurs learned a lot this first trip around. And I think as much as it hurts, I'm sure right now, they will grow and learn from this. They will learn, okay, like we've made some mistakes, we've made some errors. What are we going to do about this? And like I said you learn a lot about your team as you go along. And like I said, let me put the StreamYard link here in the chat. I almost forgot to do that. And like I said, De'Aaron Fox, who's a veteran player, right? After blowing the 29-point lead, you kind of seen the wheels turning. You kind of seen, okay, the Spurs were kind of like, ooh, like they kind of were cruising. They were chucking up threes, and it's like, guys, and that's kind of what bit them in game 4. It's just like you can't be chucking up threes. Like you got to still attack. You still got to push because New York just does not quit. They just do not go away. They do not go down. And the Spurs learned that the hard way. And it's just like even then the Spurs, still had a chance, 2 chances to win that game at the end. Brunson did not take a good shot. He just didn't take a good shot, but couldn't box out Anunoby. Couldn't do it. And then Fox, instead of pulling it back out, tried to go for the layup. Instead, misses it. And that's what ultimately was that game. And then the game with the mistake at the end, the Spurs rallied back in game 2. They had a chance to beat the Knicks. But then Victor got ahead. Castle wasn't looking. And you just seen it right there. You just realized right there. You just go, that's where the youth of the San Antonio Spurs came into play. And the Knicks, congratulations to them. 53 years of long suffering, long waiting, and they got it done. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson, Finals MVP, very well deservedly so. So give him all credit in the world. And I'll say this, though. You can make a great case that OG Anunoby could have won MVP. You really could have. Finals MVP. He was just as big as impact as Brunson. I get it. He's not the superstar. He's not the name you see. But he did. OG Anunoby made a pretty good case for it. And I do think he could have won. But Jalen Brunson is a very deserving MVP. Now, if you were to ask me where he ranks in terms of the last 10, then we'd have to go back and dig into history because you've got If you look at the last 10, if you go back all the way to 2016, you've got LeBron twice, you've got Giannis, you've got Jokic, you've got Curry, you've got Brown, you've got all these guys, and SGA last year. So you've got different players at different tiers at different positions. It would be we kind of have to sit here and go through, okay, what did they average in the series? What was their impact? So it would be one of them. If someone wants to ask me today, where would you rank Brunson as the last 10? I would just say somewhere in the middle. I don't think he's the worst, but I also don't think he's the best either. And it's kind of hard to be the worst of the finals MVP. I mean, you're in the finals, so you're technically not the worst player, if you get what I'm saying. But the Knicks, 53 years in the making, and what a heck of a job they did. And like I said, all credit to them, all kudos goes to them and the New York Knicks for winning the championship. And Mike Brown, I mean, what an incredible turnaround. I know Tom Thibodeau won't get a lot of credit, but he deserves some of it too for building this team as well. But Mike Brown got to finish the job. Cat was casted away out of Minnesota. They said he can't win. You can't win with Cat. He's too this. He proved a lot of people wrong in this series and throughout this playoffs. So congratulations to the Knicks. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this as well. If you all are in agreement with me that maybe the Spurs youth caught up with them, or if you think the Knicks were just the better team, period, youth or no youth, I'd love to hear your guys' comments on that. But congratulations to the Knicks, though. But with that being said, though, we do have a caller, and I am going to bring him on. You know him as Caden the Diesel Freak, the Ohio State Buckeye, that bad mother trucker, as he likes to call himself. Here he is, Caden the Diesel Freak. What's on your mind, Caden? How are you?
Well, good evening. Well, good evening, Austin. I see the Twinkies are doing you some well, or well not. I was just shining up some of my title belts, including my two state MVPs. By the way, I just freshly shined up my MVP trophies. But congratulations!
I'm happy for you.
What? Someone's got to shine up his two state MVP trophies, 3 Defensive Player of the Year trophies, and 3 state division title trophies.
Hey, I'm happy for you, Caden. Enjoy them, love them, praise them. I'm happy for you, good buddy. Enjoy it.
But congratulations to the New York Knicks, 53 years. I can tell you, I got a lot of friends who are New York Knicks fans, and I was rooting for them. And the San Antonio Spurs, they look good coming up, but then they fumbled in the second half. And, I mean, the New York Knicks, honestly, were the better team to come back and win that. I mean, that's what it literally looked like as soon as it went to the second half.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Kate, you know this as good as anybody. Sometimes the better team just wins. And I get it. Some people may say, well, you know, like you said, the Spurs are young. Well, like I said, the Spurs are young. But once again, even young teams win. Look at OKC last year. They were a very young team, and they won it all. So, I mean, you chalk this up and say New York was the better team. No fans or buts about it. But to think that the Spurs won't be back here again, you would be sadly mistaken. Everybody would be. I think the Spurs will be back here again. Whether that's next year or in 2 or 3 years from now, we'll see. The NBA is ever changing because you got to remember Giannis is probably going to be on the move. Who knows what Denver does out west? So we'll see.
Who knows what? So who knows? Nikola Jokic might go to the Lakers.
Okay, Caden. Now you're a little far fetched.
I'm just saying. What if he did go to the Lakers? LeBron, Luka, Nikola Jokic. I mean, you got 2 Ukrainian destroyers and one of the best players in the league on the same team.
See, here's the thing, Caden. I don't think that would happen. But if it does, Caden, I would come on here and I might cry. How about that? You might get to see a grown man cry on air if that happens.
You're like my little brother.
Oh, am I? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's the good thing because I'm in a pleasant mood tonight. And plus, I've got I got my custom OSU National Championship belt just shined up.
I mean, listen here, Caden. Don't get me wrong. Flaunt that Ohio State. And I'm glad you're here because, Caden, I want to ask you something. How are you feeling about your team this year after last year? Because I'm curious, how do you feel about Julian saying? Because I want to get your take on that. How do you feel about him?
Julian honestly has proven pretty well. The Miami game, to be fair, that was a dogfight I knew that we were walking into. I knew it was going to be a 50-50 outcome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last season I said I wasn't worried, and I still am not worried.
Okay.
I mean, you can ask anybody that knows me personally, really, and I'm like, this is just the beginning of Julian Satan's career as a good quarterback for Ohio State. And plus, he could win the national championship this year and then also win the Heisman. So, I mean, there's two things that could benefit. And then Jeremiah Smith and Chris Henry Jr. rock out with 1,000+ yards, and our defense just absolutely destroys everyone this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not honest to God worried. I mean,
Okay.
another national championship in Columbus, that's gonna happen. Arthur Smith's making this offense better. Matt Patricia's got this defense up and running. I mean, this is basically like the Legion of Boom defense coming at you, hitting hard with no excuses. We're gonna kick your butt, and we ain't gonna give an excuse for it. I mean, we're not gonna apologize for it.
I mean, listen, Caden, I'll admit to you, I would be a buffoon to not admit. I think
You'd
Ohio
be a
State.
bigger fool not to go against me because the last time you went against me, you lost. You, Will and D, and Jeffrey both lost, and your buddy Will and D lost $500 to yours truly.
Yes, Caden. And to be fair, Caden, I was on your side on that one. I'm being serious. I don't know
No,
what.
no, you were not. You
Oh,
were betting against me that entire time. I literally remember I got all the footage. I got
no,
all the footage.
Caden, listen here, good buddy. I I
Are
will
you
say a
calling the
lot of
champ?
things.
Are you calling the champ a liar?
On that, I am, Caden, because I knew Notre Dame wasn't going to make the playoffs. I even said that with Jackson here on air. There's footage of me saying that. Like, I knew. And give Dave Brown a hello. Hello, Dave Brown. And yes, how about them Canes? Go Louisville. Yes, big for the city. For those of you who don't know, the UFL Football League, the Louisville Kings, baby, we run it here in Louisville. That's right. Me and Dave, we're celebrating. We're popping champagne.
You're talking to
Yes.
the champ.
Hey, listen here, Caden. Louisville, the UFL Kings, we won the UFL title, good buddy. The way I see it, we're popping champagne with you.
You're talking to the college football champ.
Hey, listen here. Listen here. Actually, you're not the champ anymore, Caden. With all due respect, that's Indiana now. Only Jeffrey has that right. You're the former champ.
Well, you're talking to the former champion, will be returning champion, and that's gonna be a fact.
Listen here, Caden. In all seriousness, I do think Ohio State can win. Do I think they will? That's a different question because let's look at the field, Caden. You've got Indiana, Oregon, Texas, Ohio State. I would throw Alabama in there.
Did you just say Ohio State?
Yeah, I put them fourth because you got to think Texas loaded up this year. Oregon's coming for it. And, of course, you can't count on Kurt Signetti. And then Ohio State, and then you can do Alabama, Georgia, a combination of those two. You can also
Alabama. Please, they're not going to do anything this year.
Hey, Caden, that's
as far
what
as I'm concerned. As
they
far as
thought
I'm
that
concerned.
last year, and they made the playoffs.
Hold on, Austin. Consider you forgot one team that actually proved that they deserved a national championship, and that was Miami. And them boys were about to smoke Alabama if they went and they made it past Indiana, which I know Miami wasn't going to fool around, and they were going to beat the hell out of Alabama. Let's be honest.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm like I said, I'm happy that Miami
And
won because
plus,
it's good for our conference. It's good for the ACC. Like I said, but they got questions at quarterback with Mensa. I don't know. Like he won the ACC title at Duke, but once again, was last year a fluke for Miami? I don't know. I have questions about Miami still.
I'm confident in Miami. I mean, I've got friends that are Miami Hurricanes fans. I mean, their defense. I've followed their social media page. I mean, I got connections with Miami,
Okay.
and you know, my connections with Miami is that I see a defense that's coming back, that's going to hit hard, that's going to play physical, and they ain't going to give a damn. And Louisville, I dang sure know is going to get their butts kicked by Miami. By that defense, it's going to be nasty. That's a
Okay.
Ray Lewis, Jason Taylor minded defense right there. You got to remember, there's two Hall of Famers that are coaching that defense, along with third in Ed Reed. So, and here's the thing, Austin. Here's the thing. Be
Okay.
lucky that Sean Taylor isn't here coaching that secondary. Because if he was, you all would be dead. Dead, I tell you.
Listen here, Caden. I'm going to say this to you. They said that about us last year, that Miami was going to kill us. They were 21-point favorites, and who left the building? Who went to their building and took that win? It's called Louisville. You count out Jeff Brom at your own risk. He comes and snatches that chain if you're not careful. So, Caden, go ahead. Think Miami's going to kill us again. Go for it. We'll prove you wrong.
I'm guessing it's the Twinkies that you're eating that are going up in your head that's making all that cream filling, making your skull and your brain so delusional. Probably this season.
Hey, Caden, it's not delusion if you can back it up. The evidence speaks for itself. 2 out of the last 3 years, we've beaten Miami. And we beat them twice in their building. So you can't sit there and say we should be scared of them, Caden. That's like people saying Michigan should be scared of you guys. They beat you all 4 straight times. You finally got one over on them. Do you not hear how that sounds, Caden? If you've got a team's number, why should you be scared of them?
Austin, you know how this conversation's going to end, and it's not going to be good for you. So let me put it out to you that way.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, if you want me to start, let's go ahead. Ohio State, Michigan, the last 4 times. The first 3 times that Coach Harbaugh was there, that was all the shenanigans and the scandals that Michigan did. And we obviously know, and it's been proven all over the news. And you know Harbaugh got suspended from college football. And that team got suspended, along with Sherrone Moore. Now, Sherrone Moore being fired was another case. And since we got him back this time, I mean, hey, they say payback, so you know what? Well, Michigan got their payback. So as far as I'm concerned, Michigan was just a whole case of delusion and a whole lot of nonsense and a whole lot of just bad-mouthing, bribing, and a whole lot of money talking on their end, which got a couple people arrested and a couple people fired and suspended. So, I mean, let's be honest. That was just a whole other case of them cheating, getting fired, bribing, just like somebody I know, particular in some other organizations I know, but I won't get into that. But as the former champ and the soon-to-be returning undisputed national champion, nice belt right here, Austin. You probably don't have one. Let me just make it perfectly clear. As far as Texas goes, Arch Manning in Texas, that's going to be no question a win on our part. And you're wondering, how much of a win? 21-point win over the Longhorns. Oregon in our house, that's a 3-score win for us. Not even a 3-score. That's a 3-touchdown win. Easy on defense.
Okay. Okay, now
and as far as and then hold on.
Okay,
you forgot one more.
Okay.
Indiana lost 11 starters. Kurt Cignetti's got to get that room focused. They can't let all that glory get up in their head because they come in and they got to deal with us. It's not going to be good. So, you know what? I feel like the wins in Texas, Oregon, and Indiana, that's just setting us up again. And then, obviously, we beat Michigan with the Big Ten title. And, obviously, whoever we play in the national championship, semifinals, that's to be predetermined. But I'm hoping for either 3 of the teams I've got picked. I've got the BYU Cougars to open it up against the Big 12 and to really show why the Big 12 should understand BYU is a legit team that should have been in the playoff ranking.
Okay.
And the team that would have smoked Alabama last season in the playoffs, Miami. Don't ever count out that defense. That defense can load. And Mario Cristobal, being a former teammate of the Rocks, and someone that's very knowledgeable of the Canes, knows how to do it. And that defensive staff on the coaching with Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Jason Taylor, boy, you're building a tough defense. Imagine adding another Miami legend. Another Miami legend.
Okay, now hope
let me get Warren Sapp up in there.
Listen,
and then obviously number 3. Let me go with them. Let me go with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Of course.
If they can get the defense popping up again, they can get the offense, and they can get their heads out of the clouds. I see an unstoppable Dogs team. Now Alabama's questionable.
Okay.
Alabama, on the other hand, they got to get the Keelan Russell situation figured out. Because if Caleb DeBoer cannot figure it out, and they can't get that scheme figured out, they got a whole other can of worms that they're going to deal with. And next season, Austin, you should already know, Alabama's going to the Horseshoe to play the Buckeyes in week 3.
Yes,
so you know that's going to be a game that Jackson Johnson and Jeffrey are going to be whining about after we beat them, after we win the national championship. But that's a whole other case that you'll see here after we win the championship back. That belongs to us.
Caden, I'm glad that you come in with all this bravado and confidence because, Caden, I seem to remember, correct me if I'm wrong, my memory here might not be very good as you like to, per se, because of all the cream filling in my head. Didn't you say you were going to crush Indiana and they beat you? And then didn't you say you were going to win back-to-back titles and you didn't?
Okay, let me just say, on my part, it was 10 years till we won that national championship back.
Okay.
So I was just excited that we won our national championship, that we solemnly own at Ohio State, because that championship belongs to, the first winners of the college football playoff era, the Ohio State University Buckeyes.
Yes.
So
you have that distinction. I can't take that away from you. Yes.
The first 14 playoff winners and the first 12-team playoff winners.
Yes.
Now, we lost the second time.
That will always be yours. No one can ever take that from you guys. Go ahead.
But now, this Buckeye team's focused. This Buckeye team's back. We've got everything figured out. We got everything on hold. So, we're just going to rock this season out and lay the hammer down and lay people out. That's all we're going to do.
Okay. Kate, you're going to get a good first test when you play Texas, and I hope you're up for it.
Texas.
Hey, listen.
Do I recall the last time we whooped Arch Manning? We would have whooped him easily, 48-7. But we spared him. We let his mommy and daddy say goodbye, and we let them, leave without having his body dragged into an ambulance.
Okay.
Because we all know if his body was in an ambulance, everybody on his side of the family would be crying like it was a funeral.
Okay. Caden, I'm glad you got all that bravado, but I hope you know Texas is coming back bigger, badder themselves. They're coming to win it all. And I think, honestly, Caden, Texas might beat you the second weekend of the year. You're going to their building. It's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy. And Arch Manning's going to have a point to prove. I wouldn't put it past Texas to beat you all by a field goal.
Dallas again, and you're going to be proven wrong again, Austin. Once again, you're going to be proven wrong again. See, this is why you don't like. This is why you don't like me. This is why you don't like Buckeye Nation. This is why you cannot understand how we're such good winners. And hold it. the former champ's talking. Well, the returning champ is talking. Since it's my time, you just
Okay.
don't like Buckeye Nation. You just don't like us. You know we win, and you know if Louisville came to our house, we would smoke y'all. Jeff Brom would have a chance in hell against this defense.
That
This is a
might be true, Kate.
bone-crushing defense.
That
And
might be
if you didn't notice, if you didn't pay attention, the old school uniforms are back.
Mm-hmm.
So you should know when the old school uniforms are brought back, that's your ass is in trouble and business is gonna be settled like the old school, like old school. And you're probably wondering, well, what does old school mean? Bone crushing, foul mouth football. Just like the greats Ray Lewis, Randy Gretschall, Andy Ketzenmoyer, who obviously is a Buckeye legend, Hall of Famer, along with his brother Randy Gretschall, who played for the Orange Crush defense in Denver in the '70s, Archie Griffin, Jack Tatum, and the great Woody Hayes and Jim Tressel, who coached actually 3 of our defensive coaches at Ohio State. The Hammer Anthony Schlegel, the Animal James Laurinaitis, and obviously a mentor to the team in the linebacker room, Bobby the Stinger Carpenter. The guys who helped us go to the '06 and '07 national championship twice against Florida that we both lost. But you know what? I'm not mad at Florida. That was Tim Tebow's so long moment. But this is Ohio State football. We evolve and we come stronger every time that we lose. Let's
Caden,
be honest.
before you continue on, let me give a shout out to good old Godfather. Hello, Godfather.
Boo.
Hey, listen here. We don't boo the Godfather. Listen here. Yes, we don't boo the Godfather around here, Caden. He's a legend. He's legendary. We don't do that, Caden. We show some respect here, okay? Even if you don't like the Godfather, show him some respect. That's all I ask. And Godfather Jackson will be here in a minute. He's busy on doing something else. He'll be here in a minute. So, but we got Caden as entertainment. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Man, I just got off locked off West Virginia. I am so sorry. I told
Speaking of
Austin,
the devil,
I told him get this little show started. Yep, I am at that, Coop. I am at that.
there we go. And yes,
Yep.
Godfather, you can laugh, but listen, Godfather, I love and respect you, and I will not stand for Caden's disrespect. Him and his crazy. Go ahead.
What happened? Y'all been partying like alley cats.
Well, see, Jackson, I'll fill you in on what you missed here. Caden says that they're going to Ohio State's going to destroy Texas by 3 touchdowns, and Oregon, and I'm eating too many Twinkies, fill the cream puff, and apparently you and Jeffrey are going to cry when Ohio State's done with Alabama, and Ohio State's going to win the
We'll
national.
be pissed, but we ain't gonna be crying. That I can promise you, Caden.
Yes, and apparently Caden is the ruler of the world, and we're lucky to be in it. I think that about covers it.
You got some of it right, but one thing incorrect.
What is it, Caden? Enlighten me.
I'm not the ruler. I'm just the better man. Truth be told.
Okay. My bad. My apologies. He's the better man, Jackson.
And welcome back, Jackson, from the Mountaineers show. That was somewhat sounds like an entertaining segment again of Locked on West Virginia.
Well, I've been busy with today's edition of that, and also did the AC Live show, and now I'm rounding out my night, hanging with my good buddy Austin, talking with all of you.
Yes.
And obviously, I've got the title belt around my shoulder.
I forgot to figure
I just had polished up.
I like the tractor. What brand is it, man?
Case IH, come on, that's red. If you don't see the color,
Well, I know it's red, but I was talking about like the brand, like
Case IH.
John Deere or something like that.
Nope, this is Case. Case.
Nice.
But I mean, let's be honest. I was telling Austin the truth. Y'all just don't like Ohio State. Y'all want us to lose this year, and y'all want us to downfall. I've been hearing y'all on social media. I've been hearing your followers. Y'all want us to crumble, 9-3. But listen, it's not
Who's
gonna
saying
happen.
9-3? Who's saying 9-3?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Literally some of your delusional fan bases are messaging me on Twitter. Let me just tell you that.
I don't think Texas will do that to Ohio State. I feel like that's going to be the other way around with Ohio State, honestly, because I think Ohio State can chew Texas up like a chicken nugget. Because I feel like Texas is not going to do so well against the Buckeyes. I do feel like Iowa will be giving Ohio State a closer game than you will see Texas doing that. Because, I mean, like, Kennett Stadium just looks like a scary place for top 5, top 10 teams in all of college football.
We own the series at Kinnick Stadium. And truth be told, Iowa's not going to be a deal. That's just business as usual.
I don't know, man. They were one of the few teams that gave Indiana trouble, like you guys gave Indiana trouble. I mean, the Indiana Hoosiers got trouble from Iowa. So, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
if you didn't hear...
Go ahead, Kate. Go ahead.
If you didn't hear the news again, Jackson, let me refresh your memory since I had to refresh Austin's. Apparently he has too much, pudding in that brain.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackson, because my Burberry memory isn't very good, you know. Cade's got to keep reminding us that he's the ruler, he's the king, and he thinks he's kingpin, when all he is, Jackson, is a facade. But go ahead.
If you didn't hear the news, the old school uniforms are back, which means two things. We're going to be kicking people's butt left and right, and we're going to be doing old school style. Old school Buckeye style means just hard-hitting football, nose bleeding all day.
Okay.
I see.
Simple as that.
I see.
I mean, it's like, oh, you brought the uniforms back. Oh, yeah, because we needed to have the attitude changed in that locker room, and I specifically know my insider at the locker room at Ohio State. So
his insider, Jackson. Cade's got insider.
Well, also, if you didn't know, I'm friends with the OSU football team. Truth be told.
Oh, are you? Cade, I believe that as much as you believe that I'm dating a Hollywood woman here. Okay, that's how much I believe that. I got a better chance of getting a date with one of these hot blondes walking down the red carpet than you do that.
I don't know, Austin. I don't know. I guess you and I will have to go to LA sometime and find out.
Caden, it was a figure of speech. I've got no chance. Never mind. Went over his head, Jack. Caden.
Oh, man. What's up, Steve the Buckeye? How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Steve's in the house. Steve, you'll be good to know we got a new theme song, and I'll play it at the end as we outro. Got a new theme song. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's mine and Jackson's new anthem. But Jackson, while we think about this, and I know Caden, I know you like having the spotlight to yourself, but we got to bring on this person because he enjoys listening.
Hold on, Austin. Let me give a good guess. It's the goof father of the SEC, that crimson and white clown just like Jackson Johnson. Well, apparently Crimson Clown Nation can't stay away from the baddest Buckeye walking around. Oh, I get it. It's a problem. But you know what? That's what happens when you're a fan of the baddest team in all the nation. One of the baddest teams. The 9-time undisputed national champions. Well, to be 10-time undisputed national champions.
Jackson,
the defense that won the motto most feared defense consecutively during Coach Truss's tenure. Excuse me, We put the hurt to Tim Tebow, God's child. I mean, who got the only chance to do that? Only Ohio State. We took the dogfight to Georgia, and we dang sure hung in there with the Hurricanes defense when everybody else was watching from back home. So, I mean, listen,
Hey, Caden.
we've got more accolades than y'all. So,
Caden, in all due respect, you were no better than Alabama. You both lost in the second round. So you or Jackson both don't have bragging rights if you really want to get down to brass tacks.
hey, at least we have respect for Miami more than Alabama.
What does that got to do with anything? Alabama and Miami didn't play one another. It was Alabama and Indiana.
Last time Alabama and Miami played one another was 2021.
I'm talking about between Ohio State and Miami. We actually have respect between each other's fan bases. Unlike
Alabama and Ohio State respect one another.
Nah, not from where I stand. And last time I checked.
Can we go ahead and bring?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go ahead and bring in the next caller, and it's the Godfather of the SEC.
Yes,
How you doing tonight, good buddy?
No matter where I'm at in the United States of America, I'll always be hunting you down, Caden. No matter where I'm at. I've been looking at a lot of petrified rocks out here in Utah at Mule Point. It reminded me of you, Caden. You know why? Because they just dumb looking. That's what they are.
Oh, no. This is getting ugly now.
Yeah, it's not ugly. It's been ugly. We need Jeffrey. Where's Jeffrey? Is he asleep? Call him, Jackson. Get Jeffrey up.
He's asleep.
You got that right. He's getting some Z's. We talk sports every day. At least he tries to. Anyway,
there we go.
Caden, what are you doing to these two guys? You're just torturing these two guys?
Hey, this is a college show, Godfather. So I came in, and I came in. So what's your daggone problem?
I love you. I can't stay long. I'm on vacation here, but I just thought I'd pop in and you keep your comments tomorrow night. I'm not going to be on the show because I'm going to be busy. So you watch your comments tomorrow night now on the call-in show with Jackson and Jeffrey.
Yes.
Nah, I'm just going to raise hell like I do.
No, Austin's going to take my spot, so he'll keep you calm down tomorrow night.
Yes. Godfather, I'll go out especially and get the harmonica, and I'll start playing. Just for that.
I'll send you one in the mail. If you'll give my address, I'll send you one.
Exactly. Because listen here,
All
Caden.
right.
Godfather
guys,
is a page hunter. That's what he is.
I'm going to get off here. Just remember, Caden, tomorrow night, Austin's going to take my spot. So
yes.
You got Austin, Jeffrey, and Jackson. It's going to be hard to do tomorrow night.
I'm not scared, not worried, and I'm going to continue to raise hell as much as I can because I will, and no one can stop me. And nobody's got the balls to.
I might get Alan Leporillo, and I might get DeReal, too, in there if you just get way out of hand.
DeReal. He don't got the balls to stop me.
Oh, yeah, he will. That man knows his football, buddy. He knows what's going on. He studies it every day. He's like a lawyer or an income tax guy, studies income tax. He knows his ins and outs.
Exactly.
Hey, Godfather, aren't you on vacation with a bunch of rocks in the middle of Utah somewhere? I mean, I think you should get back to your vacation instead of coming in here crying about it.
I'm in my room resting, you big dummy. I'm not going to be tromping around out there at night because Bigfoot might get me. So anyway.
Hey, at least I can walk out in the middle of the night, not worry about nothing.
Yeah, because you can see cornfields for miles and miles and miles. This is rocks out here. Bigfoot can hide on you.
Hey, I've been on those negative woods, and trust me, I've walked them.
I saw that when I'm on leave. This is the last comment I'm gonna make. When I got here, I saw the sign that says Mule Point. I said he's got to be Ken Caden. I'll see y'all later, guys. Y'all keep him straight tomorrow night. I'll be back next week. Y'all be safe.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Bye.
Get out of here.
Enjoy your vacation.
Bye, Austin. Bye, Jeffrey. Bye, Jackson. Bye, Caden. Bye.
Out of here.
Caden, I've got a message for you. A perfect message. You want to know something, Caden? I feel like this will do you some good. And I want the chat to listen, Jackson. I'm about to make Caden's night. Hey, Caden, Ohio State was the second biggest disaster I've seen all year last year. You know what the biggest was? Watching girls sprint away from you like they're running a 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, buddy, old Powell friend. Ohio State's defense gave up fewer yards than your dating life. At least when Ohio State loses, their fans still have hope for next season. You're getting left on red every season.
Oh, God.
Is that supposed to be an insult, or is that supposed to be just the latest comment from Sports Talk with Austin, who doesn't post any on his YouTube or social media?
Hey, I post all the time, good buddy. Thank you very much.
And listen, if I wanted to go on a date, I would, but because of my schedule, I don't have the time to.
Hey, listen, Caden. You could go on a date, but they'll be sprinting the other way.
I thought you were engaged, Caden.
Oh, you two-timer.
Well, that's not been made official.
Okay.
And truth be told, there's some changes coming up, so I'll keep you up to date on that. But that'll be tomorrow night or never, because I don't know. I'm always in and out busy, and well, life can happen.
Okay.
Plus, Austin, I mean, I'm just lucky to have I'm lucky to be where I'm at, and I'm not worried about not one thing. Plus, your insults are more lame than what was it? What was it? I'm trying to think of what's as equally lame as your insults. Oh yeah, that's right. Godfather's delusional comments.
Hey, listen, me and Godfather, me and Jackson, Godfather, and Jeffrey, we just sit back and enjoy the show, Caden, because Caden, you provide us entertainment. I mean, Jackson could come in a bad mood and you'll cheer him up just by you saying Ohio State. That's all that needs to be said. I mean,
like I said, y'all don't like Ohio State. That's fine by me, because we're just gonna kick y'all's butts and we're not gonna apologize for it.
Okay. Jackson,
like I told Leanne Herring last season.
Okay.
And guess what? She ran and tucked her tail. Not apologizing.
Yeah.
Jackson, I hope you know, 2027, I'm the biggest Alabama fan you know. Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. Keep them Buckeyes.
You know they're coming up to our house, right?
Hey, even better, Caden, when they walk you off your field. That's going to be even sweeter.
You ever heard the saying, no chance in hell?
Yes, I have, Caden, but Alabama has a chance. A big one. Unlike you.
Keep talking, Austin, because that's what's going to get your butt kicked.
Was that a snort or a fart?
No, that was just me, that was burping.
Okay.
Hey, Caden, like I tell people, I'm easy to find, hard to beat. I'm right here. So if you want to come kick my tush, bring it on, buddy, old pal.
And I'm never a hard man to find, so if you want to come look me right in my two eyes.
Hey, Jackson's not a hard man to find if you want to take it up with him.
I'll take it up with both of y'all, and I'll put you in your place. Both of y'all.
Okay. Good luck.
Just like I put your buddy Will and D in his place, and I put your buddy Jeffrey in his place. I'll put both of y'all place again.
Okay.
Let me remind you, Will and D's lost 4 times to me, and then lost a $500 bet to me. So I put your buddy in his place 5 times already. So
you hear that, Jackson? Caden put us in our place. I'm glad we know our place now.
Yeah, I wonder where that is exactly.
I don't know, Jackson. I mean, I guess I'll just have to learn to live with my place, I guess. I guess I'll go cry to out in the night sky because Caden put me in my
I think we're
place.
fine.
And I'm sitting comfortably with the title belt, and soon to be another title belt.
Hey, Caden, you can sleep comfortably with that title belt all you want, good buddy. I'll sleep nice and tight next to my beautiful girlfriend. Thank you very much.
Hey, at least the title belt's shining.
Hey, mine's shiny too, good buddy, if you look in the right places.
Oh,
I always say people want to be me, but they just can't be me because I'm the one of one that you can't copy or replicate.
Hey, Caden, I don't want to replicate you, good buddy. No, thank you. I don't want all this. I mean, I'll walk across that hall right now from my office. I don't need to replicate you, good buddy. I'm content. I mean,
Well, speaking of cloning, I am working on a bit of an experiment. Jackson might have overheard a little experiment I'm working on.
what's that?
My little evil little dark diary. Chapter 66.
oh,
Caden V2. And his progress is coming along just as I planned. So you might be seeing somebody go to Ohio State that's a one of one from the depths of the grave. And a little bit of an inhuman football player. Let's just say the next OSU Football Hall of Famer Super Bowl champion is on his way to Columbus.
All righty.
And I've got another one incoming too, so I guess you could say I've got a little brother on the way to Columbus to wear the Scarlet and Gray uniform.
okay.
Mixed with my DNA. Mixed with my DNA.
It's good to know.
You got?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a genius, but I'm also just dang good.
Okay. I mean, Caden, listen, if we're being honest here, your best day doesn't compare to Jackson's best day. Like, Jackson's best day, like, Jackson's legendary. Like, Jackson, he's a hardworking man, Caden. You, like Godfather said, are a nuisance.
It's really a bigger nuisance, Austin.
What's that?
The fact you insulting me is a nuisance.
Hey, Caden, I'm just giving you what you always give us, giving you a little taste of it back.
Which never works in the end.
Hey, Caden, listen here, good buddy, old pal, friend. I'll put money down, Caden, that Ohio State won't win another national title next year. I'll put money down on it.
Oh, wow.
Is that so?
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is, okay, because that's not going to happen.
Well, the only reason you don't want us to win another national championship is because you don't like us, and you also just don't want me up in here putting you in your place because you're nothing but a little Lameville Cardinal. Let me just say that.
Listen here, Caden.
And you little Cardinals can go back to your little nest and go back to mommy. So sit on down
Caden.
while the big boys talk.
Oh, big boy, my butt, Caden. The only big boy is hold on. Let me think of a good insult here. Jackson, what's a good one here? Hold on. We'll make sure this live.
Austin needs help thinking up an insult. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All the time.
Hey, Caden, you just had to think on one, too. I mean, I could really go ham on you right now, Caden, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get Jackson kicked off the airwaves. That's what I think of you, but I got plenty of things, like you in that fake journal of yours. I got plenty of insults ready for you.
You could literally just message me on Twitter and just start spamming my chat.
Well, I'm not a crazy lunatic like you are.
I just know you don't have the balls to.
Oh, okay. I
You
mean,
don't
Kate,
got the cojones.
I don't have the cojones. I don't. Says the one that late at night is ranting and raving to Jackson all because you were last. When it's not even, it's an Alabama calling show. And you're ranting and raving to Jackson like a freaking lunatic, crying like a baby because you got put on last. Do you
Hey,
really
when
want
the
that?
baddest Buckeye's in the building, you respect the baddest Buckeye in the building. You like, I apologize, Caden. Go on ahead. Excuse me.
Listen here, I'm not apologizing to you or any of your things that you said, Caden. You're acting like a child when it's Jackson's show. Like, have some respect, my dude. Like, that's
Listen, when I come in the building and I show up, acknowledge the baddest Buckeye when I walk into the building.
okay. I mean, listen here.
Now, when I walk into somebody's comment section, when you see that name, oh shoot, Caden's in the building. Acknowledge. You don't just ignore scrolling by. Because on the other side is me thinking, I got some disrespectful chickens up in here. Not acknowledging the fact that the baddest Buckeye of them all is in the building.
Oh man, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, get some water, by the way.
All right, got some.
And tomorrow's not gonna be anything different besides me raising hell unapologetically. And once again, reminding Crimson Tide Nation.
On the Bama channel, again, buddy. That's honestly, it makes our week, honestly, because it's fun.
See, here's the thing with Caden Jackson. I think I figured out why he gets so upset when you leave him last. I think I figured out why. Jackson, would you like a little truth of reality?
Austin, go ahead with your little conspiracy theory.
Jackson, typically I don't do this, and to our fans, I apologize. But I have to spread a little dose of reality here. Why Caden gets so upset about being the closing act, being the one that gets to close it down, so to speak. I mean, Caden, you should be honored that Jackson wants you to be the final caller. That's a privilege. That should be honored. Most people would kill to have that moment, have that spot, just you and Jackson. But oh no, you take all that time to whine, gripe, and complain, and then you want to go on and calling people names and being a big baby because you're worried about, as you like to call him, the goon father, which Godfather's the GOAT. Like, let's not even kid ourselves. And it's just like, Caden, you keep telling yourself you're destined for greatness, but reality hits you a little different, doesn't it? See, Caden, I'm blessed. I'm lucky when Jackson puts me in the final spot. I love it. I feel honored that he wants me to be the main event, the last person on his call in. See, and that's the thing. Okay, you're just the warm-up. You're the background noise. The person they watch while they're waiting for someone important to arrive. That's what that is. That's what you will be, Caden. And I'm sorry to all my fans out there. This is unbecoming of me, but this guy, Caden down here, is off his rockers, and we got to set him in his place. See, Caden, there's levels to this game. Good buddy, there's levels to this, Kay. And I'm the destination here. Between me and you, Caden, I'm the destination. You're just the pit stop. See, I'm the main event. You're the opening act. That's all you'll ever be. So, Caden, you just be happy being the opening act. I'll sit back and I'll be the main event. I'll be the last one that Jackson and Jeffrey bring on. Like, I'll take that with a badge of honor. Because that means we can get your goofiness out of the way. We can get your, what do we call it? Your nonsense out of the way, Caden. We can get it all out of the way because, Caden, there ain't nobody on mine and Jackson's level, and not even you. Good buddy. Good day.
Wow, I couldn't believe the bull crap you were talking already. See, as I like to say, I'm like Brock Lesnar. I can come in this show anytime I want and I dang please. And if I tell you
You better acknowledge the fact that I'm in the building. You better, because if you don't, I'm gonna start causing people to have some havoc. And
Okay.
and as you already know, the beast incarnate is the man who does whatever the heck he wants on his terms, just like myself. So you better acknowledge that fact. If I cause havoc, that's because of your own demise and because of your own ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And if I throw bodies around, I'm gonna throw bodies. And if I
Caden,
want to
I'm
cause
glad you think you're
destruction,
Brock
I'll cause
Lesnar.
destruction.
I'm
I'll
glad
cause
you-
destruction.
I'm glad you think you're Brock Lesnar good, buddy. Because let me tell you something, this Caden.
Let me just let me go off in saying that you and Jackson, Jeffrey, Will, and D are not on my level, and you wish to be on my level, yet you're not me.
Okay. Let me tell you something, Caden. Since we're being messiahs here, and we're pretending things. Jackson, oblige me for a second. You see, this is the difference, Caden. You pretend to be Brock Lesnar and all that good stuff. That's fine. That's fine. You can pretend to be Brock Lesnar and everything like that. But Caden, let me ask you: when you turn that computer off here in a minute and you look at yourself in the mirror, are you happy with who you see in the mirror at night? Are you happy with yourself?
Is that a dumb question coming from you? Because that apparently is. My answer is dang right. Now, excuse me, gentlemen. I just got a notification on my phone. I have a good appointment coming up tomorrow for a contract. So somebody's going to be getting a big contract. So
Oh,
I will see you gentlemen tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central Time. And you best believe first in the building. And that's the bottom line. Because Caden the Diesel Freak said so. And you know the rest. Roll, Buckeyes, roll. And we'll torch the tide, baby. And Austin,
we'll be seeing you tomorrow night, yeah, buddy.
I'll tell you, you're going to be on the highway to hell.
Okay.
On the highway to hell.
That's our
I'll
cue.
be-
We'll be seeing you soon, yeah, buddy.
I'll be in the main event. Catch me there.
Oh man, that was fun. Like, oh man.
Okay, back to regularly scheduled programming now.
Oh man, so I walked in style. I was like, damn, what did I miss?
You missed a whole lot, Jackson. And
I
to all
did.
of our viewers out here, once again, this is not normally. Once again, once you get to know me, I don't act like that. But Caden brings it out in you sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Jackson's had it happen to him. Jeffrey's had it happen. And even the great Mark Rogers has had a few
Oh,
interesting.
Mark kicked him out a couple times.
So it's just like, I apologize. Try to ignore that and focus on the rest. But since we got Jackson back, finally someone with some logic. Jackson, I talked about this before you came on, but let's talk about this with you here now. What'd you think of the Knicks winning the title?
Well, I said, 2 weeks ago when we did the FanDuel segment on Alabama with the Voice College Football that Knicks would win in 7 games. I was 2 games off, but I honestly felt like the Nets, like the moment the Nets got to the NBA Finals, I felt like they were going to be a team that's winning it all because like it just felt like they were a team that was just building for 2026. This was not a team building for 2027, 2028. This was a team that said, we are the 2026 NBA champions. I mean, like, you saw the way they ass blasted the Atlanta Hawks in game 6 of the first round. Like, people forget that when they were trailing 2-1, it was all about hot seat rumors and how Mike Brown's going to get fired if he doesn't get him a title. Well, I'll tell you this, those rumors scared the crap out of Mike Brown. And it got to a point where they're just smacking the Hawks up the face of the earth. You see them beating the Sixers off the face of the earth. They're beating the Cavs off the face of the earth. And they make comebacks all over the place. And if nobody knew about it, well, they knew about it after Game 4 of the 2026 NBA Finals. I mean, incredible, fantastic finishes by OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and all those guys on that roster. And, that's the funny thing. We heard a lot about those guys. But, all we heard about was Victor Wembanyama from the Spurs. Did you hear about anybody else from the Spurs heading into the NBA Finals? No. You heard a lot about Victor Wembanyama. That was it. That was why I went with the Nets in 7. Although I was like, it wouldn't have surprised me if they won in 6 games or less, honestly. Not saying they were going to be sweeping the Spurs, because that was never in my thought process. But with the way those guys have just stepped it up, that basically told me this was going to be a team of destiny. And how about Mike Brown's coaching career? Because when he coached the Cavs, he was coming from the Spurs under Greg Popovich. Could not get LeBron title. He got fired. Then he tries again with the Lakers. Could not get it done with Kobe, Steve Nash, and Dwight Howard. Got fired there. Goes back to the Cavs. Doesn't work out. Then he's coaching with Steve Kerr at the Warriors. Rejuvenates his career a little bit. Gets the Kings to the NBA playoffs. And apparently raised the bar at the Sacramento Kings. And then you see him become the Nets head coach of the New York Knicks. And look what happens in his first year. He brings in their first NBA title since 1973. Think about that for a moment. Their first NBA title since 1973.
We weren't even thought of yet, Jackson.
Our parents weren't even thought of, let alone us back then.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe not. But yeah, I get your point. Our grandparents were alive for it.
Oh yeah, I mean they were like in college back then.
I'll say this, Jackson. I mean, like I said before, I think the Spurs with their youth, I think it caught up with them just a little bit. I mean, like I said earlier before Kate called in, they made a lot of mistakes, they made a lot of errors, and the Knicks were just a more veteran team, and they were able to overcome all their mistakes and were able to take advantage of the Spurs youth. Now, would this is this the only chance the Spurs are going to have at this? Probably not. They'll be back again, I think. I know you can't in sports. We can't say that they'll ever get another chance at this. I mean, Dirk went once, won one title, he didn't go back. I mean, the Super Team Thunder, they went once, didn't go back. Westbrook hasn't been back. Paul George has never been. CP3 went back once. I mean, went once. I mean, he hasn't been back since. So it's just like, I just think the youth of the Spurs, Jackson, I would say they have a pretty good chance of going back. But the league's ever evolving. And like I said, we don't know where Giannis is going to end up. What moves are Denver going to make? What move are the Celtics going to make? There's so many pieces and so many stories. Like, who knows if the Knicks ever win another title? This might have been their one. I mean, the Thunder, they'll be back next year. The Pacers should be healthy next year. So it'll be interesting. But as for now, the Knicks can celebrate, rejoice, and be happy.
Oh, they're going to be having a championship parade for Thursdays. They're going to be partying. And I'm not going to lie. I got worried about, whether the Nets were going to, if they were going to blow it, if it was going to be because of James Dolan. But luckily, James Dolan stay out of the way. He was like, you know what? I'm going to let you guys do your magic. I'm going to stay out of the way. Staying out of the way. What happens? It paid off for the Nets. It paid off for them.
Exactly. Now, with that being said, though, Jackson, let's shift tones just a little bit. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room.
Oof.
Let's talk about Brendan Sorsby. I know that's been a topic of conversation here lately. For anyone that doesn't know, there's been a lot that's happened with this. And Jackson, you've been more inclined to it than I have because you've been talking about this on a daily basis. I'm sure you're getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of seeing it in my news feed every day. But Jackson, what do you think? Like, for anyone that maybe hasn't been watching your other stuff on the Alabama channel or with Mountaineer Paul, kind of fill me in, Jackson. What is your thoughts on this whole thing? And then I'll give my thoughts.
Well, honestly, I knew things were going too far when you saw Cody Campbell defending him in public, just putting in money. Because, I mean, it wasn't even about the fact that they, really thought, he was the victim. It was, oh, my investment is being screwed with. Like, and, that's the thing. I don't blame Ted fans. They were defending their team. They were doing what they felt like they had to. I'm not blaming Ted fans. But the people I do blame are the administration. I blame Cody Campbell, especially when he was playing the victim on Dan Dakich last week on Outkick. And when you saw, and another guy I blame is the Texas Attorney General, Kim Paxton, threatening the Big 12, saying that if you do anything to punish Brendan Sorsby or Texas Tech, I'm going to sue you and throw you in court. Just swinging his land down under around at him. And then, like, the Oklahoma Attorney General, the Kansas Attorney General, and the Utah Attorney General basically pull out their own version of Amity Blayton and go, stay away from our Big 12. Stay away from our Big 12 because you're going to have to go through us. You got to go through us. That's what they told Ken Paxton, and he backed off. But you know what Ken Paxton said? Nothing. Not a damn thing since. Not since last week. He's been silent. Been silent as a mouse. And I guarantee you his Senate opponent is sitting there going, I don't have to say a word. And next thing you know, here's what I want to know as well. And I asked this on College Sports Insiders Tuesday afternoon. How does this affect the University of Cincinnati? Because there's an article from late April 2026 from Matt Hayes on USA Today talking about how Cincinnati knew as far back as before the 2025 season about gambling issues. They didn't say what exactly it was, but they knew something about Brendan Sorsby. And because it's like, look, I've been a Satterfield critic, but I'm wondering, are they going to make him like the fall guy to cover their ass and go, see, we did something. We punched the guy that's taking orders from us. Are they punching? Are they going to punch the athletic director? One of the higher ups. Like, what is happening on the Cincinnati end? Because like everybody's talked about Texas Tech, right? They've talked about what the Big 12 is or isn't doing. But nobody talked about Cincinnati. Because that's been another part of it. I mean, people talked about Indiana, but not a word about Cincinnati. Did Satterfield know something? Did the athletic department know something? That's why you comment on this to let us know what you think. But honestly, that's just what I think. I mean, like Cincinnati knew something about him, but then said something after he left. That kind of screams, I'm pissed off. I'm going to get revenge. What do you think, Michael?
I'll say this, Jackson. I've seen it all down the news feeds and all down. And here's the thing. Like you said, with the whole Satterfield thing, like we've had talks on this show multiple times about you being a Satterfield critic. And I've even told you, I'm like, see, Jackson, he's not that bad. But that's beside the point of this topic. Now, as far as Brendan Sorsby goes, how far back does this go? I mean, I've heard some people claim that this even went back to Indiana with Tom Allen. I don't know how much that's true. This is what we've seen on the interwebs. You all have eyes just as much as we all do. And here's the thing, Jackson. I don't know. Do you think Indiana had anything to do with this? Or do you think this is just in the Cincinnati realm? Cincinnati Tech realm?
I think it's a little bit of everybody, but I don't think Tom Allen knew of it because I think he would have tossed his butt out, honestly. But
Okay.
did the athletic departments know? Certainly. I think the
That's a
athletic
possibility.
director and some of the higher ups, they knew something.
Yes. I like because here's the thing too, Jackson. Because and the thing is too, Jackson. He was betting on himself. That's the thing. And I get it. Takes the phrase a little far, right? Because we always say bet on yourself. He was actually betting on himself. That was the thing about it. And here's the thing too, Jackson. What they did to him, punishment wise and everything. My problem with this is, Jackson, is we got to figure out a fine line in what he did was wrong. Yes, I understand. Like gambling is bad. It hurts the integrity of the game. But you also have to understand you've got people out here that also have allegedly beat their wives and abused people and done, drugs and all that while on campuses and everything, and they just get a slap on the wrist. This guy is actually getting, like, literally, he is getting like browbeated like his grandmother is like beating him up or something. Like, that's the thing. And it's just like, for example, Jackson, this might not be a good example. Let's just say me and you, for example, we're in this. I bet on myself, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna do this. You, on the other hand, go out and you're in the strip clubs in Miami, partying and having a good time playing Margaritaville, and you just get a 3-game suspension, and everyone's like, "Oh, we'll let it slide for now." But me, on the other hand, they're over here brown beating me and beat me like a like beat me, and it's just like, wait a minute, Jackson's over here doing bodily harm to himself, and he's getting only a 3-game suspension while you are tongue lashing me and beating that. That's where I kind of am like, okay, we need to have a fine line. Both are wrong, but we also need to define Jackson should get a hefty punishment too in this scenario, just as much as I do, because. And like Clint Moses says, he says he wasn't point shaving. His bets could have been worse. If he was elite, I bet he still plays. And that's a good point too, Clint Moses.
Yeah.
If you're an elite player and you're winning, you get away with a lot of stuff. Like Jackson says, winning cures everything. And Michigander says, "Hi guys,
What's up, man?
How's it going? Pretty good, pretty good."
Oh man, yeah, because I mean, I think I said something on the SC Live show, but I didn't know I was adding another appearance on Lockdown West Virginia tonight before that, honestly. So it's like there's always something I've got going on. That's for sure. That's why
Listen,
you click on the notification bell so you don't miss no
yes.
video or episode whatsoever that I'm doing.
Yes, and we're glad you're all are here now, and we'll stick around for a few more minutes if nobody else calls in, because there's still other topics. But as for this one, though, I mean, for me, Jackson, back to this point though, is you just got to figure out a happy medium. Like Clint said, he wasn't point shaving. That was the thing. He was still trying to win. He wasn't like the Porter Jr. that played in Toronto, where he was actually trying to miss on purpose, and he got suspended for life. So, and Steve says Sorsby isn't the victim. What do you think about that, Jackson? I'll let you tackle that first.
I could agree with that, but I do think too many people were in his ear, though. Like, I think way too many people were in his ear. And all those people there that were in his ear, they're like, okay, you're making us look bad. Bye-bye. You know, I felt like I was watching that King of the Hill episode of the guy, the flying Hawaiian. And, you know, where like Peggy gives him a bad grade and everybody's all pissed at Peggy and then is all pissed at Hank, where it's like, well, you got 2 messes to clean up now. And they weren't even thinking about the kid. All they thought about was the state title, the state title, the state title. Because, like, we got to win. We got to win. But it's like, well, we got to make him look good. It's like, yeah. And, you know, it's like the only person that cared was Peggy. Whereas, like, everybody else didn't care. They just wanted that state title.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing was going on with Brendan Sorsby. All those people that were in his ear, they don't care about him personally. All they care about is, we spent $5 million on you. I spent millions on you. I've done everything for you. I got you over from Cincinnati. And the one or two people that really care about him personally are kind of overshadowed in all this. Those are the people I truly feel sorry for, really.
Mm-hmm. And
But
Michiganders.
hopefully Thorsby, learns from his mistakes and, makes something of himself, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
hope nothing but awesomeness comes to him. I hope he learned from his mistakes because, I hope that this is enough of a reality check for him.
Mm-hmm. And Michigander says, no, he is a victim of pure ignorance. Yeah, thank you, Jackson. I mean, here's the thing. Like you said, Jackson, we're all human. Like, I'll be the first to admit, I'll say right here, right now, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and we've all done some things we're not proud of. As long if Jackson, if this was a mistake that he never intended to happen, and he wishes and he doesn't want it to be on his record anymore, and he has a guilty conscience, he could be like, hey, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to be a man of my word of integrity, and I'm just going to play ball. And Michigander says, if Cincinnati knew about this,
why didn't they come forward about it? Oh, it's because they needed a QB and swept it under the rug. Tech is just a bunch of idiots for bringing it forward. If Texas Tech truly wanted him, they wouldn't have said a word.
and Clint Moses.
Yeah, because it was like the moment in-person bets with the mob only, no more online bets with Sorsby. Oh, man. I think there was like a story back in the late 70s about a Boston College basketball player taking bets with Henry Hill or just doing point shaving. Like there was something like that where I wish that part was in Goodfellas, but I'm like, no, that's okay. The ESPN documentary is good, but it's fun to make imaginations with your mind. So that's the beauty part of it.
I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. Pete Rose, for example, Jackson, he's a famous example of this. He's never allowed in the Hall of Fame because he bet on his team to win. That's the thing. And people nowadays, now people are like, why won't you let him in? He just bet on his team, but that hurts the integrity of the game. I mean, there was a couple players in the NFL that did the same thing, and it's just like, I get why it's bad, Jackson. Don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying once again, it's just like, once again, if you're tongue lashing them over this, why are you not tongue lashing the people over the other bad stuff, like going to clubs and all this other stuff? Like, why aren't you giving them the whip, so to speak?
Yeah.
Clint Moses
yeah, because it's like if Shohei Ohtani was getting punished in any way, shape, or form, because I mean, like the agent was the ball guy, obviously, but if he was getting punished in any way, it would be, everybody from his country is going, okay, we're not doing any business anymore with Major League Baseball.
Exactly. I mean, let me ask you this, Jackson. Going forward, Texas's Tech future. Obviously,
They're
Jackson.
fine. That's fine.
Let me finish before you spit it out. I was just going to say, Jackson, they're going to have another great defense. Right. Do you still think Texas Tech is the favorite to win the Big 12? Or do you think BYU has moved into that position now?
Honestly, I think it's a toss-up between those two. But to be honest, Texas Tech's fine with or without Sorsby. They never... because it's like their schedule's pretty easy, honestly. Yeah, I guarantee. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt.
And that's the thing, too.
I could agree with that. I think Houston can really have a good season in 2026. I mean, like our buddy Lucas Hill believes that Houston can win the Big 12. I mean, I think we're gonna learn in week 3, especially when it's Friday night, week 3 between Houston and Texas Tech. So we'll definitely figure out something, that's for sure. Like that's gonna be a good one.
I mean, he go for it, Jackson.
Yeah, because like honestly, you see like Willie Fritz just turning things around in Houston for the Cougars. Like, I mean, like first season was bad. Second season was a turnaround. I mean, yeah, they beat an LSU team that basically opted out of the bowl game, but still, though, like a 10th win, and that was basically momentum for 2026. I would not be surprised if we do see Houston win a Big 12 title in college football.
Yeah, not the shoes. Okay, so here's Houston's schedule, guys. Let's run it down real quick. And artistically incredible, he says, do y'all think Houston might have a chance? Well, here's the thing. And he says, Colorado's my dark horse. See, I already love this person, Jackson. He knows what's up.
Artistically incredible. Oh, man, where have I seen you before? Like, have I met you before? Have I seen you in the chat before? Like, I don't know if it's in was it in call? Let me know which channel it's been, because I think I've seen you in a chat somewhere. Or is this the first time I've seen you?
Yes, and if it is, I'm Austin, Sports Talk with Austin, and this is Jackson Johnson of the Jacksonian. If this is your first time meeting us, welcome to our channels, whichever one you're watching on. Obviously, yeah, he says no first time. Cool. First time watcher. Welcome in.
Nice.
Welcome in. Yes, nice to meet you. You're gonna like us, I think. We try to be funny and try to be all at once. And Steve says Coach Prime isn't healthy and he isn't fully committed to Colorado. We'll have to see. I heard he's getting better health wise, but that could be.
I'm just kind of like, honestly, I didn't even know if he was going to return 2026, to tell you the truth, based on his health. Like, honestly, I don't know if he's returned for 2027 or not. I'm just glad he's doing all right now. But, just kind of like looking at this Houston schedule. I mean, you get through that Texas Tech game, you're basically on a road to go into a Big 12 title game. But
Jackson, I'm going to be the head coach real fast here, not to cut you off, but let's take time out. Why are they going at Georgia Southern? How does that come up?
I think they planned it a few years ago.
Okay. I'm not trying to sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but like at Georgia's, like I'm just wondering how that comes together. If that was just like a last second thrown together, someone else was supposed to be in that spot, and then Georgia Southern's like, we'll play you, just come to our building, or what? Because typically, Jackson, the big boys, those little teams come to the big boys.
Yeah.
He says, I'm excited to see the go-go offense.
Yeah, there you go, the go-go offense. But like the Houston Cougars, like those two road games that I'm looking at here, at Texas Tech and at Utah, like nobody gets out of Rice-Eccles Stadium alive. Look, I know that Kyle Whittingham's not there, but you got Morgan Scalley taking over. And I'm not saying you're automatically seeing Utah continue what they're doing with Whittingham. I'm not saying that you're going to see disastrous results. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's usually tough to get out of Rice-Eccles Stadium alive.
Yeah. Here's the thing, too, Jackson. Looking at the schedule, I wouldn't count at Kansas State out. They're due for a bounce back here, I think. Avery Johnson, coming off one of his worst years, I think he's due for a bounce back. Going to Old Country Roads, going at West Virginia.
Oh, man. West Virginia is going to be rough.
And here's the thing, too, Jackson, not to cut you off, but at Colorado, too, the week before. That's going to be a tough game. Then going to West Virginia. Looking at this schedule, Jackson.
Is Colorado, the Big 12 equivalent of South Carolina.
You don't know which team you're going to get.
Exactly. Because like when everybody talks about them, they turn into a disaster. But when no one talks about them, they do a great job.
Really?
That's what I'm wondering about Colorado. We know Cincinnati's not going to win a game in November. They're going to be disastrous again.
Jackson,
But
don't you start that. You cut that out. Don't you disrespect Scott Satterfield. But listen here. For anyone that doesn't know, Jackson over here is a non-Satterfield believer. And I love me some Scott Satterfield. Don't get me wrong. For what he did it for Louisville after Bobby Petrino left us hot, Jackson's getting me into a ramble. See, this is what Jackson does, people. He gets me in my emotions, and then and he's laughing because he knows it's funny. But back to this.
But if it makes you feel better, that non-conference slate, I think Cincy can get through it, honestly. But if they can't get through it, they're about to have some serious conversations. And I agree with Michigander in the comments where the Mountaineers can make some noise. Oh man, if you've been seeing me on Locked On West Virginia, I've been screaming at the top of my lungs that I believe that West Virginia football can be kind of like where Houston was last
Okay,
season.
thank you, Clint, for that.
Yep.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Jackson. He was just clarifying.
It's all good. Satterfield the smoker.
I'll say this, Jackson. Looking at this schedule, and I might get some pushback on this, I see 9-3 right now. I think at Texas Tech, I think that'll be a loss. I think they'll lose to either Kansas State or Utah on the road. There's 2. And then I think they'll drop either the Colorado or West Virginia game.
I think West Virginia gets them.
I think 9-3, Jackson. I think that's a fair assumption.
Mountaineers are really going. I think the Mountaineers can get a 9-3 season, honestly, and then win their bowl game against a team that's basically opting out their starters.
All right, Steve. Steve, are you messing with me or you?
Good to see you too, Dave Brown. Long time no see. How have you been? Good to see you.
Listen, you look at that schedule, that's 9-3. I mean, Michigander says I think they can upset Texas Tech.
Ooh,
at Texas Tech?
You believe Houston could upset Texas Tech? Well, I mean, it's a possibility.
I'm not saying Michigander is wrong, but that's a heavy ask. He said, like last year versus LSU. Okay, I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. I think Texas Tech Houston is a really good team. But to go to Lubbock, that's probably going to be a night game. Yeah, it is a night game. I'm not saying it's impossible, but man, that's not some good odds. And Michigander says, I don't think the D-line is as good as people want to make it. They don't have the depth as they did last year. That is true. The D-line is going to regress a little bit. And Clinton Moses says the Big 12 is weak sauce. Besides Texas Tech, it's a dog walk. Now, listen here. BYU fans might have something to say about that, Clint. Utah fans might have something to say.
Yeah.
Let's see here, Jackson. Let's take a look at Utah while we're on the subject.
Austin's predictions in mid-season form. There you go.
Steve, is that supposed to be a compliment or not? Which I'll take it as a compliment. I guess.
Got Utah. Let's see it.
Hold on.
I laughed my butt off when the Arkansas athletic director was whining and crying about how they got it and they died. We can't do this. We can't do it. He puts out a statement like he's so tough, but he really came off like a whiny bitch when he did that. Like, oh my God, that was just so terrible. Because like you're crying about like having to go to Utah late night. And then how you got to play Georgia at 11 a.m. Like, oh my God. Like, that's just so terrible. Like, that's so whiny. So whiny.
Okay, Jackson, looking at Utah's schedule, they got Idaho, which they'll probably win, Arkansas at home. That'll probably be a win. Their first big game, Jackson, will be Iowa State at Jack Trice Stadium. No, that's Iowa. That's Iowa, right?
Iowa State.
Yeah. No, what's their stadium name, Jackson? Is it Jack
Jack
Trice?
Trice. Jack
Okay,
Trice Stadium. That's right. Yeah,
yes.
Iowa Stadium is Kinnick Stadium.
Okay, thank you. I was getting too confused, but that'll be the first big game for Utah. Houston will be good at Colorado. Ooh, at Arizona, at TCU. Ooh, look at this 3-game stretch, Jackson. BYU, Arizona, TCU, and then West. Ooh, Jackson, dare I say 8-4?
I don't really. I still don't like Utah, West Virginia being on rivalry week because it never screams rivalry week. But I will be happy to watch it for sure.
This right here, Jackson, Michigander is on fire right now. He goes, God, it's so hard to predict any Big 12 team because literally anyone can beat anyone on any given Saturday. That's why they're the most fun conference to watch. And that's the thing too, Michigander. Me and Jackson last year, when predicting this conference, we had no clue who could, we were picking so many upsets, it wasn't even funny. That's the problem.
There was one thing one of us was right about last year. It was about BYU looking really good, despite not having Jake Ratz.
Yes. And I'll say this. If you go back and watch our video of our Big 12 prediction, our live stream, I think it was, I had BYU going 8-4. Jackson, I think, said 10-2. And I'll admit I was wrong. Jackson was more right than I was on that because I thought without their quarterback, I was like, Bear Bachmeier, he's a freshman. He's getting thrown into this. That screams 8-4. But I was wrong.
That's why you can't. That's why you can't just only look at the quarterback. You got to look at the whole offense. You got to look at everybody on the defense. You got to look at the special teams. You got to look at the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. Hell, you got to be looking at whether the starting quarterback, is having blue balls or not. I was kidding about that last part, but in all seriousness, though, you got to make sure you've got all the stories lined up. You got to make sure you're just ready. You got to look at everything all set. And
yes.
There again with Texas Tech, this Sorsby thing is not the end of the world. It does not mean 8-4 for Texas Tech. And anybody that's wishing for that is going to be really disappointed because, there again, Texas Tech won the Big 12 last year. They dominated everybody in that conference, cheered up everybody like a chicken nugget. And honestly, that's why you have to look at everybody on the roster. You can't just look at one part and go, oh, well, it's all over. Bye. It doesn't work like that. 100% artistically incredible. BYU did great having a true freshman quarterback. He was a legit freshman, not a 21-year-old freshman like BYU typically has on the team. Yeah, because one thing to really remember, and I think I stated this is one of the reasons why BYU would have a huge season last year, despite not having Ratzlaff on the team, was their defense. Their defense was going to help them out a little bit, and it did. Their defense helped them out a lot. They were shutting people down on a daily basis.
Now, I'll say this, Jackson, too, this comment here. And I'll say this, and here's the thing, too, with BYU last year. They won a lot of close games, too. A couple years ago when I previously made my preseason prediction for last year, they won a lot of games. And I even told Jackson, I said, they're going to be like the Minnesota Vikings. They won all those close games. This is the year they lose them. Because typically, if you win a lot of close games, the next year you lose them. And BYU proved me wrong. And the thing is, too, we've seen freshman quarterbacks come in and into a situation and light it up and be on fire with it. And in Bear Bachmeier, I thought, it was let's see what the kid's got, right? Going into these hostile environments. And the fact that that they were able to beat Utah and beat these teams. The only team that he looked really bad against was Texas Tech, which Texas Tech made everyone look like buffoons. But I give him all credit. It's hard as a freshman to come in and just light it up. There have been quarterbacks that have done that, like in recent history. I mean, Jackson knows very well in Bama. Nick Saban started freshmen and they've won titles.
Yeah.
And like Michigan is just a 20.
Exactly.
And Jackson even said, I thought the defense was mid. I did. I thought the defense will be good. But it's the offense I'm worried about. He said BYU lost to Georgia Tech. Enough said. Well, and
they did win that one, but Georgia Tech's a good team in the ACC. I cannot wait to see what they'll be bringing. I want to see them be that team that goes to AC target. Austin will tell you, I wanted to see the Yellow Jackets go there so bad. I wanted them to upset Georgia so bad, but close, but no cigar.
Steve wants to know our thoughts on Virginia Tech and Penn State. I think it'll be a good game. I think it's kind of.
Oh, they're not. He's asking about your thoughts on each of these teams.
Okay, my bad. Let's see. Penn State, I think. I mean, do you think Matt Campbell was the right hire, Jackson? Let's start there.
I think it's all right, but I think we're gonna wait and see. I do feel like they'll get the same results as they were with James Franklin. Like, if they're hoping for a national title, well, they're just not getting it. That's the thing. I mean, because I know, Jeffrey and I talked about it a lot at length last year, where he was just like, Penn State shouldn't have fired him. I was like, I didn't like the firing either, but it was gonna happen. The moment they lost to UCLA, the moment they lost to Northwestern, that wasn't because of losing to UCLA Northwestern. That was just pent up frustration. That was just an excuse to go, okay, you're out. That was years of not beating Ohio State. That was years of not beating Michigan. That was years of having only one Big Ten title. Like, he moved the bar up. That was the thing that, like, he basically rebuilt Penn State, right? And I get, Penn State should be grateful. Like those that say, well, Penn State should be grateful. Nobody was going to bring them back up, until James Franklin came in. But here's the thing, though. We got past that time after 2016, after 2017, 2019, 2020. It was all about whether Penn State could beat Ohio State and Michigan. They couldn't get it done. They want to see whether Matt Campbell can get it done. Okay. Do I think Campbell can be a nuisance on the recruiting trail for Ohio State? Sure. Because he's got those Ohio ties from his days at Toledo. And he was born and raised there. So I could see him doing that. And it's a good thing, too, that they don't have Ohio State on there this season. Ohio State, keep in mind, Penn State does not have annual rivals in the Big Ten, so keep that in mind.
Jackson, I'm about ready to make a prediction. I think people are going to lose their minds.
Go for it.
I think Penn State might go 10-2 this year.
Oh.
Look at this schedule, Jackson. You stop me. I'm going to rattle off where I think the wins and losses come, and please stop me when you hear me wrong. Marshall, win. At Temple, I think they'll win. Buffalo, at home, win. Wisconsin at home. Wisconsin should be better, but I think win. At Northwestern, I think that's a win. USC at home. I do think USC will be better, but I do think it's a win. At Michigan in the big house, I think that's a loss. Purdue, win. At Washington, I think that's a loss. So we got the two right here, and I think they'll beat Minnesota and Rutgers at home, and I think they'll beat Maryland.
Well, that's the thing, though. It is like 4 of those 5 games look pretty easy for Penn State.
You and Steve agree. High five, Steve. Okay, my bad, Jackson. Go ahead.
So, whoa, Michigander got Maryland beaten. Wow.
Okay.
That, like, wow.
We agree on 2 of them with Michigan and Washington. What do you think, Jackson? Let's get your say in this. I've got 10-2. Where do you think they're at?
I've got Michigan and Washington beating Penn State.
So you have them at 10-2 as well. You agree with me?
Not yet, because I mean they'll win their easy games, but Michigan brings up an excellent point where Matt Campbell teams tend to lose games that they can easily win.
This is true.
So
I mean,
I'm not saying Northwestern is that game. I'm not going to say that.
I mean, could USC win? Sure, but
Penn State USC just feels like a toss-up. Like, I mean, like 2026 feels like put up or shut up for the USC Trojans.
And listen, like I said, I know I might get some pushback on saying this, but it's just like looking at this, Jackson, it's not that bad. And here's the realistic thing too, Jackson. They could realistically, could they lose to Purdue in the middle of that? They could. I mean, Purdue could surprise them. And I can see Michigander's point as well. Maryland has a very talented roster.
This looks like a 9-3 year for Penn State, honestly.
Yeah, Jackson, I do want you to say your favorite phrase about Maryland that you always tell me when I get high on their hype. What is it?
They get you all excited in the month of September, but in October, November, they come crashing down to reality.
Okay.
They do that. It's like watching Kevin Sumlin when he was at Texas A&M, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got everybody excited in September, but in October, November, reality came crashing down.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this, Jackson.
But I don't think Maryland is going to be having a good start this year.
Okay, let's look at Maryland's schedule while we're on this topic and see if there's any other teams y'all want us to talk about. If you want us to talk about any other teams before we leave tonight, feel free to leave them in the comments. We're taking requests. Me and Jackson will go over them. Let's look at Maryland since Michigander's talking about Maryland. Okay, Jackson. They'll win the first two games, right?
Well, yeah.
So where do you have their first? Oh, gosh. At Nebraska, at Ohio State, at USC, sheesh. I'm sorry, Maryland fans.
That is
Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes.
I still don't like calling Maryland UCLA a conference game or Maryland USC I still feel that to be weird, but I know that's another time for another day. Oh yeah, Crashlet, Nolan Izette, and Matt Portnoy. I think I got his first name right. Okay.
Now listen, anybody that's paid any attention to me and Jackson over the years, Jackson is not shy on how he feels about Lincoln Riley and USC. So whatever Jackson says, take it with a grain of salt. He's got his Lincoln Riley blinders on because he took away Notre Dame from him. So Jackson's like a kid in a candy store. He got his hand slapped out of the cookie jar, so now he's mad. Good.
Well, I'm going to be honest, though. You know, this feels like it felt like John Calipari with Kentucky and Indiana. But the thing is, USC brought Lincoln Riley in to get them back to the playoffs on an annual basis. They brought him to make sure that he was going to get them to where Pete Carroll had them, right? Mm-hmm. That's what they thought of with Lincoln Riley. But instead, they're pissing it away in the Alamo Bowl on 3rd and long against TCU. They're blowing double-digit leads in the Cotton Bowl against Tulane. They're collapsing in the 2023 season. They're collapsing in the 2024 season. 9-3 will probably be fine for this year, but 2027, it's really going to be it's your ass. It's your ass. This feels like Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M all over
Jackson.
Again.
If USC manages to go 9-3 with this schedule, Lincoln Riley better be Lincoln Riley better be better be thankful, because look at this schedule, Jackson. Obviously, they'll win the first 3. Now, Fresno might give them a game, but they should beat Rutgers. They should beat all these teams. And then, but like, look at this, Jackson, at Penn State. Then they got to go to the jump around. Then they got Ohio State.
You're going to get pummeled in your own backyard by the Ohio State Buckeyes, and Indiana's going to slap you around. Like, good grief.
Jackson. And Steve says UCLA is a sleeper. Yes, Jackson loves him some Bob Chesney. Don't get me wrong. Jackson.
I love Bob Chesney.
But with that being said, though, Jackson, there's another person. We got another caller here before we go, and we love this person. He's a good friend of ours. He always brings his hot takes and his wonderful colorness of his love for the SEC. I think y'all know who we're talking about. We love him. He's a good friend of ours, and we wouldn't have a show without him calling in. Obviously, he does so many wonderful things. He's our great friend, and he's the goat of all goats when it comes to calling in, the real MVP. And he's a Kansas City Chiefs lover, but we won't hold that against him.
Thank you, Austin, for the great introduction, as always. Very high praise. Very unwarranted praise, by the way. I'm just trying to make everybody happy and entertain them. But just to go on your most recent point, this is make or break year for Lincoln Riley, man. If you're at USC, you have unlimited resources, you're in a new NIL era, for goodness sakes. Indiana, little old Indiana's out here kicking everybody's butt, and you're one of the top 5 or 10 programs at worst of all time, and you can barely struggle to win 9 or 8 games a year. Sorry, I don't care his schedule's difficult. You're USC. There's a few programs out there that I don't care who they play every single week, they should win. Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Texas. USC's in this category. They are at the point where if they don't make the playoffs, Lincoln Riley must go. It's that simple. Because you've got on the other side, Oklahoma, he left Oklahoma, and Oklahoma is better than USC with a worse coach, a more unproven coach. That's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't sit here and argue with you, Daryl. I mean, like, that's the thing, too. Like Jackson says, if Lincoln Riley at least doesn't go 9-3 this year, he might be fired. He might be. Because like, the thing was, Daryl, is the Notre Dame rivalry going away, right? That was the thing, right, amongst the topic this year. They always said, Lincoln Riley said, it's because of Notre Dame. It's because of Notre Dame. Well, if they don't go 9-3 and make the playoffs,
if they don't go 10-2, he's gonna be in big trouble. And if there's even a piece of ink on any piece of paper that says, "Oh, we're expanding playoffs," and you see USC make the playoffs and they don't win a game, they're gonna get really pissed. They're gonna be foaming at the mouth, pissed.
Right, and I don't expect USC to make the playoff or be in playoff contention at all. But this mindset I think Austin's hinting at is why I think Lincoln Riley's a failure. Well, since Notre Dame's off their schedule now, we should expect them to win 9 or 10 games. I don't care if Notre Dame's on the schedule or not. You're USC, you go win 9 or 10 games. Don't care. Sorry, you're USC. You want to go to a big-time program, you got to have big-time results. Listen, I'm Kentucky, man. Okay? We're not expected to win 7 games a year because they're a schedule. But that's Kentucky, man. USC, man, is different. Alabama, man, should be different. Jackson, imagine if I told you, man, Alabama, I think they can only win 9 games because, man, they got to play Texas and Georgia and Ohio State in non-conference schedule. I mean, that's a 9. Would you accept that? I would
be sitting there going, how far have we fallen?
Exactly. That's embarrassing.
It's super embarrassing.
Look, let me ask you this, Daryl, and this is a serious question. Between USC and Notre Dame, who needs to have a better year personally?
Oh, USC without it. And this isn't even like in the same universe. Notre Dame made the national championship game 2 years ago. A lot of their, according to the metrics, they were one of the top 5 teams in the country, not on the results, but the metrics. And Notre Dame fans have excused themselves into believing they can win all, despite not losing to a top 25, beating a playoff team the entire season. But besides the point, Notre Dame, over the last 2 or 3 seasons, has had much better results than USC has had in like 15 years. This isn't even a debate. Marcus Freeman is undoubtedly a better coach than Lincoln Riley, just based off the results. How is this even a debate? One guy made the national championship game, won 3 playoff games. The other guy's best win was winning a Rose Bowl like 6 years ago against Penn State.
Man.
Like, is this even a conversation?
I want to push back just a little.
I mean, honestly, I'm not trolling when I say this. I think the gap between Jeff Brom and Lincoln Riley is closer than the gap between Lincoln Riley and Marcus Freeman.
Here's the thing with Lincoln Riley, and I know Jackson will have his piece here in a minute on this. I want to say for Lincoln Riley, what he has over Marcus Freeman is he's a great offensive play caller. Marcus Freeman, you can make the case that he inherited a good situation, whereas Lincoln had to start from scratch from what they were. And the reason why I say that, if Tim was here right now, he would say this as well. Marcus Freeman got to take over what Brian Kelly had started, which Brian Kelly left him in a really good situation. Whereas Lincoln came into a 5-7 program where Clay Helton left it the year before, and he had to start all over again. Now you're telling me, you give me those two situations, Darrell. If we both walk into those situations, like let's just say you walk into the Notre Dame situation, I walk into USC. Who do you think is going to end up better on the better end?
I mean, I'm going to end up better in the short term, but I mean, this isn't year 1 or 2. This is like year 4 or 5 for Lincoln. Is this year even 6 for Lincoln Riley? I mean, I'm sorry. Kirk Cignetti in 2 years has made some much more significant improvements. Even in year 1, Kirk Cignetti has done more than Lincoln Riley has done in basically in his entire coach at USC. And also, Marcus Freeman, in your analysis, you forgot something. He took a good team and made them great.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley has took a bad team and made them good. It's a lot harder from going from good to great than it is bad to good. And listen, Lincoln Riley is the best offensive mind, maybe in all of college football, maybe in the history of the sport. Sorry, that's 50% of the game, or maybe 45 or 55% if people want to quibble about that. He has no defensive talent at all. He is actively detrimental to players' careers on the defensive side of the ball. And if he wants to be a great offensive coordinator and take some random program to a playoffs, he can do that as an offensive coordinator. But him being a head coach isn't working out. It just isn't. We're 10 plus years in his tenure, and all he's done is lose in big time situations outside that 1 year in the Rose Bowl where he beat Penn State. He goes and has the first and second worst blowout loss in the history of college football playoffs. It's embarrassing.
I'm going to stink up for Lincoln Riley here just a little bit. Now, Darrell, you do remember the year with Caleb Williams, his first year at USC, he took him to the Pac-12 championship. And yes, there's a lot.
What is this Pac-12, Austin?
The Pac-12, Darrell, let me explain it to you. The Pac-12 used to be the conference of prestige. As the great Bill Walton said, it's the conference of champions.
It's sad that Pac-Man, the video game character, outlasted the Pac-12.
Listen, Darrell, I understand. But Lincoln Riley in year 1 did do that. So
that's the same coach. That's the same coach, artistically incredible.
Yes. Like I said, the argument for Lincoln Riley
His
is
first
not in
full
my
year
favor.
to be that.
I got it. I know I'm against the wall, but I will say we cannot downplay what he has done at USC. But to the point, though, Darrell, I understand Marcus Freeman, yes, took him to the national title. He got Riley Leonard drafted, to the NFL. He's got all this talent. But once again, though, we can't sit here and act like Marcus Freeman hasn't choked in big-time situations either. We
can. We can get rid of that narrative because in order to make the national title game, he had to win playoff games. And maybe I'm mistaken by this, but he did win playoff games, correct?
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
And they were close games. Like, I'm sorry, this comparison, Lincoln Riley is closer to being. Sorry,
Darrell, I'll add to that point. Notre Dame smoked Georgia like a chimney. They made Sean McDonough the puberty voice by beating Penn State in a game-winning field goal. Yeah, they lost to the Buckeyes, but still though, like you said, with Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame can win the big game where it really counts now.
I'm not even joking when I say this. Is Lincoln Riley a top 5 head coach in his own conference?
No.
And USC is it's a top 5 program in the Big Ten, right?
Oh, yeah. USC's
I would
supposed to be
say
a
so.
top 5 program.
Okay,
But-
so one of these things is not like the other. Either we need to all lower our expectations for USC, or they need to get a better head coach. It's really this simple.
Oh, I think they will. Because, I mean, like, I know that, like, some people have said, well, Lincoln Riley's not going to get fired because of his buyout. But here's the thing, though. Huge buyouts have not stopped teams from firing coaches in the past few years. That didn't stop Texas A&M from firing Jimbo. I don't think it stopped LSU from firing Brian Kelly. And I'm sure there's a few other teams I'm missing out on. I mean, it just takes one bad moment. And I think Michigander brings an excellent point where he says USC is now the James Franklin Penn State of the Big Ten. Tough team, can't win Big Ten games. Can't win the big
See, I
games.
even disagree with that because Penn State would lose to top 5 teams. USC loses to these random Minnesota, Arizona State level teams every single year. They'll lose 1 or 2 of those games.
Oh, yeah.
They're not winning 10 games a year. Penn State is until last year, a significantly better program than USC. Like USC is closer to an 8-win program like Texas Tech than they are a national championship contender like Oregon is.
Yeah, I mean, they pissed it away against Illinois last year on big noon kickoff. And the way they lost to TCU in the Alamo Bowl, where they allowed a game-winning touchdown in overtime on 3rd and long. You don't do that if you say you're a winning team. You just don't do that. That's bad.
Yeah, and I'll take the 2 programs that I think are currently closest to USC in terms of all-time pedigree, but being really good right now in a similar situation with Michigan, Oregon. Oregon, their coach got stolen to Miami. What did? They got one of the best coaches in the sport in Georgia immediately after that. Look at Michigan. Look what they had to deal with the whole cheating scandal and all that stuff. They got one of the best coaches in the entire sport in Kyle Whittingham. What does USC do? They go from guy who's terrible to okay. If these other great programs could do it, USC should be able to do it, but they're not.
See, here's the thing.
Listen, they're not that great they're not a great football program. They're a good football program. They're not great.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing, Daryl. You're comparing, all these people, these different people. Here's the thing. Yes, Dan Lanning, you can make the case him and Lincoln Riley are closer than we all want to admit. Because, yes, Lincoln Riley has been to the playoffs. Dan Lanning has been to the playoffs. They've been in the exact same spot. Neither have a title to show for, but for Michigan, they got the title as a team. So we can kind of take them out of that. Kyle Whittingham.
I'm talking about the Sharon Moore years where they had that at coach and then they immediately upgrade to one of the best coaches in the sport. I mean, Kyle Whittingham's a better coach than Lincoln Riley. Dan Lanning is a better coach than Lincoln Riley. I mean, they're getting passed over again and again, and they're paying often way more money than they're just in a really tough spot. It's bad. I don't want to say irrelevant, but this is like casual USC fan, casual California fan. Well, the Dodgers are playing tonight, and we got all these professional sports teams. What's USC? Oh, they're 2-1 to start off the season. We're going to turn it off, and then they'll never watch a single game for the rest of the year. That's what they're going to do this year. They're going to completely tune out on their team because a lot of them are fair weather fans, and they have no reasonable expectations to make the playoff or be relevant or anything like that. Like, if you pulled up the odds for USC to make the playoff, I'm sure they're way down the list. I'm not joking. Because of how weird the the automatic qualifiers and stuff is, I wouldn't be surprised if a TCU or a Louisville or Virginia Tech had a better chance to make the college football playoff than a USC.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Daryl. So let me find the odds just to see your point. Okay, here we go. Let me pull these odds up for you, Daryl. We're going to placate this a little bit. Let's have some fun here tonight. We're all about having fun here.
There we go.
Let's see how close Daryl is. Okay. Currently, the odds, Ohio State is your favorite for next year. No arguments, right?
No.
No
Notre Dame.
arguments with like that top bunch of teams.
I mean, Indiana, Miami, Georgia. Okay, LSU, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Darrell. Any arguments for them being in the
No.
Alabama, Ole Miss? There's USC at 30. They're behind Ole Miss and Bama. What do you think, Darrell?
I mean, they're behind a complete unknown in Ole Miss. That basically says everything you need to know. They're behind a team in which is complete unknown. Embarrassing.
Here's the thing. Right behind them is Oklahoma, Michigan, Penn State, Florida, Auburn, Tennessee. And then you get down to like your brass tacks. There's
Teams that have no
Louisville.
chance.
Exactly. Then there's Kentucky, obviously. And then you go on down. You get the gist.
Yes. This is a little different list than I was suggesting because this is to win the national championship. Winning it's different than making it in because there's different structure for each conference. Having an automatic bid is going to significantly change these odds.
Okay.
But
USC's currently fourth favorite to win the Big Ten right now, Dario. Do you agree with that? They're ahead of Michigan.
No. Iowa has, in my opinion, Iowa's got as good as a chance as USC to win the Big Ten. They're on the same level, those teams, or Washington.
Okay. I mean,
That's just my opinion.
I mean, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. I think most everybody would agree those are the clear-cut favorites. Any disagreements from you two or anybody in the chat? No? So then,
I know this. Iowa's definitely going to put a scare into Ohio State this season.
He's having a good time with that one.
Hey, they do. I mean, they put a hell of a scare into the Indiana Hoosiers for 2025 season. They always do this to top 10 teams in the world of college football, and they're going to do it again. I'm telling you. I mean, well, and that's fair. I could agree with Michigan where he's talking about where Iowa's dead last in returning production. But I will say, though, I am not messing with Iowa at Kennett Stadium, especially if I'm a top 10 team or a top 5 team. They always put a scare into everybody in the world of college football.
Right. And at some point, just for me, maybe this is a bias that I have. Iowa's one of these teams that always seems to go 8-4. So I'm kind of just in default of, well, I need to see them have a bad year, like non-bowl eligible year. I understand that they're last in returning production, but their development is so good, one of the best in the entire sport, that I just kind of put them in that 8-4, 7-5, or 9-3 range automatically. I need to be dissuaded from that opinion.
See, here's the thing too, Dario. The thing about it is too, with the preseason rankings and all of this, we're in the middle of June. We've still got another 2 months when the season starts. A lot can change by the time we get to October and November. Like Dario, there's teams that will come out of the blue and surprise us. This could be the year of West Virginia for all we know in the Big 12. Or maybe this is the year Ole Miss breaks through and wins the SEC. I mean, we're all just guesstimating. And I get what you're saying about Iowa, Dario. They're like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They win 8-9 games every year, and they're just good enough to keep things going. I mean, I get what you're saying, Dario. This is all based on a prediction. Who knows? Next year, Dario, Kentucky might win 10 games in the SEC and shock us all.
No, that's not happening. We're gonna go. Hopefully, go 6-6. Best case scenario, probably go 4-7. That's a biased fan perspective. Realistic, we're going 3-9.
Let's pull up this Kentucky schedule.
We're in a bad way. We're down bad.
Go ahead, Dario. My bad.
Austin, we're completely screwed because of this 9-game SEC schedule. This is the problem with it. And this is why all the people that thought, well, it's half and half, so that means there's going to be 4 losses. Those 4 losses are going to occur against the bottom of the SEC. It's not going to be evenly distributed, and since Kentucky is one of the 4 bottom programs of the SEC, we're going to lose a 9th or 8th game and go 1-8 instead of 1-7 in the conference. I mean, God bless us. We play Alabama. That's going to be a 35.0. We play Texas A&M. That's going to be a 30.0. We might beat South Carolina, but probably not. That'll be a 14.0. LSU's a 25, 30.0. Or Oklahoma is another 30.0. we're not going to be competitive in 50% of our schedule at least.
Darrell, looking at the schedule on second thought, maybe 5 and 7.
Yeah, maybe. We're going to, hey, that Youngstown State game in the beginning is going to be the highlight of my season. We're going to look so amazing here in week 1 that it's going to be unbelievable. And then we're going to lose by 35. And, you know, I'll be watching other games.
I'm hoping the Alabama game's a competitive one because if me and Jackson go to that game, I want it to at least be good.
Oh, yes. And by the way, I just want to say this because it's on ABC. That game will be one of the most watched games of the entire weekend. It'll be, I almost can guarantee you, that will be the second highest or third highest rated game of the week. In terms of, if you put it in, I want to specify it to make it clear. So Oklahoma plays Michigan that week. If this game was a Big Ten game, it would be second or third.
I mean,
it would be.
Here's the thing. I mean, you got a new head coach coming into Real. I mean, and it's not the Alabama of old, so there is a chance that maybe you could catch them napping like Florida State did.
Austin, they have better players. Here's the thing,
Darrell. I want to play devil's advocate, and once again, I know I'm beating a dead horse here, the poor horse, but we saw Florida State last year. Here's the thing, Darrell, miracles can happen, and even better, me and Jackson could be there to witness the miracle, get it on film, and we'll play the video for you, and we'll have a good time.
That'll be amazing. But it's not going to happen, but that'd be amazing. University of South Alabama, and they might be Kentucky. They're a good G6 program. They're not going to, but that'll be a close game. Hey, listen, I got to hang on to the past because the past is all I've got, man. Look at this schedule. My season is over before it starts.
Hey, you might beat Florida, Darrell, at home.
Ooh. We can go on a nice 2-game winning streak with Florida Mizzou. That'll be the highlight of my season.
Hey, you might beat us at home, Darrell.
No, we're not going to beat you all. We're a few years behind you all.
Hey, you might beat LSU for all we know.
No. They're going to make the playoffs.
Hey, Jackson, if Kentucky beats LSU, are you going to throw a party like an alley cat?
Well, let me see.
No, Lane Kiffin's going to run up the score and make it like 63-3 type thing because Lane Kiffin's one of these coaches that is like the Tennessee to the G6. They want to win by 70, 80 points. That way it looks really cool to the playoff committee and it looks really cool for week 1-2 conversation. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get splattered.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin's a turd.
Let's look at your boys, Jackson, while we got Darrell here.
By the way, I didn't think Alabama, I think they're going to be a worse team than last year, but I actually think they're going to be a higher seed because their schedule is so bad compared to what they could have done in the SEC. I think this is a 10-win team, just going off of it. And there's going to, unfortunately for Michigan fan or Ohio State fan or Indiana fan, a 9-3 team that's one of those 3 teams I think is going to be better than Alabama, but they should be left out of the playoff because of what happened last year.
And Steve says Lincoln Keyholes is a Heisman sleeper. Steve, school me up just a little bit. What should I expect from this guy? Like, I've heard good things about him. I'm kind of concerned. He decided to leave Ohio State. Did you all just not want him? What's the deal with that? School me in. But hey, Darrell, you got some respect, though, from a Texas Longhorn. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that was probably the best Kentucky played all year.
You're a Texas fan, artistically incredible. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got, in my opinion, they should be the favorite to win the national championship this early on because they've got the best coach quarterback combination in the entire sport. Yeah, I mean, for this schedule, this is a pretty weak schedule for an SEC standard.
Can I take a TV timeout real fast, Darrell? I'm not meaning to interrupt. I apologize. Darrell, the first half looks like a cupcake, but look at this. Georgia, at Tennessee, then they get A&M, then at LSU, and then at Bama's going to get tested through.
Georgia to LSU is their gauntlet. But Vanderbilt, I believe, is going to be terrible this year because Diego Poverty is leaving, has left the program. He's gone bigger and better things. Auburn is Auburn, and they're terrible. And Chattanooga is Chattanooga.
Sucks. That's the thing.
DeReal and Jackson, I love you to death, but is Alabama going to go 8-4?
No, they're going 10-2, Austin.
No.
Okay, hold on. Let's go through this. East Carolina, I think we all can agree that's a win. Kentucky's a win. Florida State's a win.
They're
Okay.
not. That's why I said 8-4 for Bama.
Okay. At Mississippi State, if it's a night game, could be an upset.
It's not going to be. They're the worst program in the SEC.
Oh, Bama's going to beat Texas A&M, honestly. I think Bama beats Texas A&M and Georgia. I feel like they lose to Tennessee. LSU's a toss for me.
Yeah, they're probably going to go, 3-1 or 2-2 in that 4-game stretch of Georgia, Tennessee, A&M, LSU.
What about 9-3?
They slip, I'm hoping they don't slip up against South Carolina, but that's one team that's given Alabama a tough time over the last 2 years. And I feel like they're going to do that again this year. And if you really want to beat Bama, you got to make sure you're making them run the ball. I didn't think I'd ever have to say it, but it's like when I was on with Walker Gaskins this week on the South Carolina channel. By the way, go check him out. He brings out great South Carolina content. And honestly, South Carolina is one of those teams I think will definitely get up for Bama. They will be rocking and rolling in Tuscaloosa. They are going to bring their best A game. And
who doesn't?
If you really want to beat Bama, you got to make sure you can make them kick. But if you got Lorson Quinn kicking the ball this year instead of Connor Talty, I think you'll have some issues trying to stop the kicking game unless you can block the kids. But also, that offensive line, I think, is looking good for Bama this year. It's way better than last year's. They're coached by a proven offensive line coach. He's going to be the guy that's getting them rolling. And you're going to have Keelan Russell getting things going for the Crimson Tide. I know I'm calling it early, but still, I think Keelan Russell's your starting quarterback for Bama. I think he's going to have a great stat line for the Crimson Tide. You're definitely going to get rolling with Bama. And 100% artistically incredible. Florida State only gets up for Bama. Everybody else not so much. Yeah, I mean, we saw that last year. Everybody threw the cart in before the horse for the Florida State Seminoles week 1 last year, and then threw the baby out with the bathwater on Alabama. Remember, don't ever think that everything is be-all, end-all after week 1. It's not like 1986. This is 2026. Remember. There you go. Because, there you go. I mean, I see South Carolina giving Bama trouble. I could see Kentucky giving Bama trouble in the first quarter, but the second quarter and the half, Bama will have a good day.
Here's the thing. I'm about ready to and Steve, I know you're going to bed, sleep good. When you watch this on the replay, my midseason predictions is in compete conform. I'm calling it right now. Bama goes to Mississippi State and they go down the week before Georgia.
Wow.
Listen, I have a feeling on these, Jackson. You know I'm the upset king, and I like to go for the underdog.
This is one of Austin's classic big swings and big misses.
Hey, DeReal. Listen, DeReal.
Oh,
hey,
the guy Andrew Miller would be happy to hear you say that, man.
Oh, listen, Jackson and DeReal. DeReal, I've taken some big swings before, and I've hit grand slams. I got a good feeling about this one. I think what's going to happen is they're gonna start the season off undefeated, feeling themselves, and this is where we find out Mississippi State's going to be a night game. The atmosphere is going to be right. The cowbells are going to be singing, and then Mississippi State pulls off a stunner. They win it on a walk-off field goal, and everyone's Mississippi State. Woo!
That's a great story, but it's not going to happen. That's a great fairy tale. You should write a book about it. You said you get some grand slams. Well, you also swing in the batter's box, and you look foolish on your strike 3 call sometimes.
Coming from you, I will accept it, but anybody else, I might take offense to it. But from you, I won't.
I mean, listen, this is why sometimes you absolutely nail them, and sometimes you go down swinging. Obviously, they should start out 5-0. If I'm giving a logical prediction based off probability, they'll probably go 2-2 during that 4-game stretch. That's very difficult. They'll finish off the season 3-0. They'll make the playoffs and be. How many SEC teams do you think we're getting this year, Jackson? 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. How many we getting this year?
Well, whoever. So you're gonna have 2 of the teams in the SEC title game, which you get in, obviously.
Well,
Basically, just gonna come down. I think what's gonna happen is I think the SEC and the Big Ten dominate the field again. I think we're gonna be seeing 4 SEC teams, 4 Big Ten teams. You're gonna see Notre Dame get in, the ACC champ, the Big 12 champ, and then that group of 6 team get in.
unless the ACC goes 8-4 again, and we get Duke or something like that.
We're
Again.
not gonna see an 8-4.
Yeah, you're good. You've changed the tiebreakers, so your conference will have a representative this year, barring you all just completely losing to these G6 teams. But,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, Jackson. You've got Georgia, Texas, Alabama, LSU. I consider those 4 teams basically locks to make the college football playoff. Would you disagree with any of those 4 teams?
You see Miami randomly go down against the Wake Forest and then just win the rest of their slate. And then win the ACC. Because they always do this. I could see North Carolina being that random game they go down in. Because it's they do that with Mario Cristobal. We can't forget that it happens every season where it's Miami always wins the big games, but they always lose that one game they shouldn't. They did that last year against Louisville. And I warned about it on Locked On West Virginia when we got to the Jackson's World of College Football with Mountaineer Paul. When I mentioned to people that day, I said, it was minutes before the game started, I said, not a whole lot of people are going to be watching Miami Louisville, which means one thing. Do not be surprised if you see Louisville upset Miami for starters because, one, Miami always plays down their competition when no one's watching. And Louisville always gets up for games like this. Secondly, you will see Miami bring their A game in a game like a Notre Dame. You'll see them bring their A game in an Ohio State game. But you're going to see them play down to their competition like an SMU or like a Wake Forest or Syracuse in 2024. You're going to see something like that again. You're going to see Miami play up to their competition when it's Clemson, when it's Notre Dame, when it's Florida State. But do not be surprised if you see them playing down to Wake Forest or if you see them playing down in North Carolina. Do not be surprised. Do I think this team can win the ACC? Certainly. But do I think they'll play down to their competition some week? Absolutely.
Here's the thing, and I know Darrell's going to answer here in a second. Artistically Incredible says Texas plays 4 playoff teams from last year, and they still have to go to LSU and Tennessee. Here's the thing, and I want his or her opinion on this. I think Texas, a lot of people are putting pressure on them that they have to make the playoffs this year, that if they don't win the national title, Steve Sarkisian is in trouble. Am I overreading that, or do you all think that as well? Because of the roster he's got and Arch Manning's back again.
Partner, I'm right there with you because they've added so many offensive talent for Arch Manning. I mean, they've got a couple guys on offensive line, but the thing is, this screen I'm not saying they're gonna be 2025 Penn State. Not even close. That's not it. But it's just the fact is, when Sark made when he fired Pete Katowski last season, after the win over Texas A&M, after coming up short of the playoffs, and just say, "Oh, it's all Ohio State's fault. It's all Ohio State's fault." Here's the thing, though. Yeah, they beat Michigan their ball game, but 2026 is put up or shut up time. Texas does not get to a national title. Sports in trouble, in my opinion.
They may even
trouble.
have to win it.
I could see where it's kind of like, where Mike Brown and the Knicks, where there is just outside pressure on Mike Brown. And then like that humongous playoff winning streak the Knicks went on, and then winning the NBA Finals. I could see where it would feel something like that, where you see like a few rumors of, trouble in brewing in Austin for Steve Sarkisian, where it's like they lose to Ohio State and then like lose to Oklahoma. You can basically see people just getting in the back room, putting a ton of pressure on Sark. Like, I'm saying if they lost, like I feel like they will lose to Ohio State, but if they lost to Oklahoma, pressure would really intensify.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, Vegas, based on the early line indication, to open the season, they were favored at the opening line against Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of teams in the country that would open anywhere, home, neutral, road, favored against Ohio State, maybe 2 or 3 teams in the country. So Texas absolutely needs to make the semifinals. I'm not going to go as far as you all, because what if they play 2025 version Indiana in the semifinals and it's a 1-score game and that team goes on and to absolutely dominate in the national championship game? I don't think because of the structure of the bracket we can say, well, they have to make the semifinals or the finals or something, because of the way it's structured. But I do think they absolutely have to make the playoffs this year. I absolutely do think, particularly, I think mainly they have to beat Ohio State to open the season.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really deflating for Arch Manning in Texas, because they're a national championship level contender, to lose a third time in a row to Ohio State. Yeah, I think they should beat Ohio State. They're at home. They're the better team. They've got the more proven quarterback. The coaching is about as equal as you possibly can get. They should win this game. If they don't win now against Ohio State, when will they beat them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And here's the thing too. Like you said, Daryl, it's all about the media perspective, like Jackson said as well. And two, like if they lose to Ohio State but then go on and win the whole thing, then it might be like the year that Ryan Day lost to Michigan, right? It might go away quietly into the ninth. It might be like, okay, yeah, you lost to Ohio State, but you won the big one. So they may not let him forget it, but they might let it slide, so to speak.
Oh, they would. But I just want to ask you, because it's like, even though Texas had win streak against Oklahoma, which do you think people be more mad at? Texas losing to Ohio State or Texas losing to Oklahoma? I think it's Oklahoma.
Yes, Oklahoma's a worse team than Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a rivalry game. It has, but if Texas can't beat an Ohio State team in ideal circumstances, I think it's going to be devastating psychologically for them to think we can beat this level of team in the semifinals, because they basically have to beat 2 Ohio State level teams to win the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can't beat them in ideal circumstance and lose to them for a third time, especially if it's a close game like the other 2 times, I think there's going to be a big mental barrier there. And I think they could meet up in the semifinals or finals. And I think that is going to be a massive factor as the psychological edge. Because at that point, it'd be like Texas's Penn State, where they get close and then they lose to these big programs. That's what it would feel like to me.
Oh, Texas fans, cover your ears. Ouch. That had to hurt.
Hey, you got to win the game.
Yeah.
Go out there and win. In my opinion, they've played better than Ohio State in the first game, and they lost. In the second game, it was a close-ish game, and they choked in the fourth quarter when they had the ball. I mean, you got to win.
Yeah.
You want to be the best. If you're the favorite in 1 or 2 places, I'm going to expect great things out of you. That's the way it is.
And I don't disagree with you on that. Like, if you want to be the team that you say you are, you got to win. I agree with you, Darrell. It's like
You
the
know,
Chiefs.
I know everybody's talking about Texas Ohio State or the Red River rivalry or Texas A&M or Texas LSU. But one game I can't quit keeping my eyes off of for Texas is the game against Ole Miss. Like, think about that for a moment. Because you're going to be seeing Arch Manning going to, playing at home against Ole Miss against his grandfather's alma mater.
Bingo, there it is.
Uncle Eli's alma mater. I mean, you really think you're not going to see this be like a rare edition of the Manning cast on ESPN2 or ESPNU?
Are you trying to get us into Taylor Swift era here? Meaning, we need celebrities to stay away, good buddy. Don't encourage it.
Well, no, because I'm afraid you don't understand, man. Because like I'm talking about Arch Manning's relatives. I'm telling you, they're gonna be like going all in on this. I'm telling ESPN is gonna go all in on this.
That ruins the game, though. For me, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but it ruins the game for me because I don't want them constantly panning like puppies to get their reactions. I want to watch the game. I don't care what, with all due respect to his family, I don't care what they think.
Like I'm saying that, like it's gonna be on like ABC Saturday night, of course, but you're gonna be seeing like ESPN2 or ESPN Plus have like a Manning cast edition, or just have somebody have like the ESPN YouTube channel fill it up with Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Archie Manning, live reacting, watching, and Cooper Manning live reacting. I could see that happen with Tennessee too. I mean, like, why not? I mean, like, there you go. Because Uncle Peyton Manning's alma mater. There you go.
I'll say this. It's interesting. But go ahead, Darrell.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Austin. It's interesting. I don't know anything about it. Kind of to steer us on track with the college football conversation in general. Which coach do you think's under the most pressure this year to perform?
Ooh. That's a good question, Darrell. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to think who. Obviously, I think Lane Kiffman's in this conversation. Sark's in there.
I think Steve Sarkisian's in that category.
Is Dan Lanning? Are we ready to throw him in there just yet?
No.
No, not even close.
Yeah, he made the Final Four last year, and he got throttled by the best team in the sport.
Oh, it was vehicular manslaughter by the Indiana.
Now, I know Jackson more on this. Darrell, what about Kalen DeBoer?
To me, he was going to be the guy until he got the contract extension.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I guess the University of Alabama plot, going 9-3 is acceptable. That's, losing to Georgia by 21 points, that's acceptable.
Oh, yeah.
Good on you, Jackson.
Yeah. I mean, because it was, if you're in the SEC title game, you're in the playoffs.
And to me, sorry.
Yeah, because that was like a point I made last year on the Alabama channel where I kept saying, like, you heard me say to Travion Ware, you heard me say to Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports, you've heard me say to plenty of other people where I was like, if Alabama wins out the rest of the regular season or basically just clinches a spot in the SEC title game, you're in the playoffs. That's what it is. That's kind of how it is in the SEC or the Big Ten. You clinch a spot in one of those conferences, go to the title game, you're in.
Now, Jackson, last year, I will say, and a lot of Bama fans were sweating it out on Selection Sunday. Because here's the thing, Jackson, because I even told you, I said, what if Georgia blows you out? And you even told me, you said, I still think they're in, but it's going to put it in the committee's hands. And what ended up happening, Jackson, you still got in, but then you had a hissing match between Notre Dame and Miami. because
Yeah,
they
because I mean, like it honestly felt like it was going to be like that anyway.
Yeah.
Because like, they didn't want to do anything to piss off Bama. They didn't want to do anything to piss off the AC. They didn't want to piss off the AC. They were like, okay, nobody will blame us if we piss off Notre Dame.
Yeah, to me, it's pretty obvious that Alabama should have made the playoffs. I want to first reply to his Dabo. I think Dabo's basically under no pressure because he's failed. Like he's already banked in as a failure, somebody who has declined year over year. So I don't know if he's under pressure or he's just kind of like Joe Biden after the presidential debate, where everybody kind of knows he's just gone. We're just waiting for the announcement. That's kind of how I feel about Dabo Swinney. He's just kind of there. He just kind of exists. Mike Norvell, probably. I mean, that's probably the answer. But does anybody think he can win 3 games this season?
I mean, Shane Beamer's another one. A lot of people keep bringing up.
Who?
Shane Beamer.
Oh, that's a good one. That's probably the answer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else here real fast. Let's see.
I'll be right back, gents.
Lincoln Riley, of course, the real. We've talked about him, Lincoln Riley. He's probably one that'll get some pressure. Sonny Dykes, maybe.
Yeah, he's been very disappointing after making the national championship game. I mean, he did it at TCU, and he's similar to Matt Campbell in a way. He just flamed out. I mean, really strange.
And honestly, Daryl, I'm trying to sit here and think who realistically, obviously Manny Diaz is safe at Duke. They won the ACC, and even if they
you don't have any pressure at Duke University in football.
I'm just throwing names out, Daryl. I'm trying to logistically think about this because, we hit on all the big names. Ryan Day, obviously, they ain't going to fire him unless he had a terrible, terrible season, which that ain't going to happen. Jeff Brom's safe. Mario Cristobal is safe now, I think, for another year. I'm trying to think. Kenny Dillingham, any taker on that or no?
No, they made the playoffs a few years ago. That was the best result the Big 12's had in 2 years. Is a close loss to the second or third best team in the SEC. So he's completely safe.
I got you. Okay. Let's see. Florida's got anything. I'm trying to go down the conference here, Daryl.
Well, to me, it's probably either the Big Ten or Shane Beamer because the SEC replaced a quarter of their coaches from last year to this year. I think 2 more good names we haven't thought about is Luke Fickell and Matt Rule of Wisconsin and Nebraska.
Yep.
They're both on death's door. To me, this year for Big Ten, it's going to be like last year in the SEC. We have these coaches who we know reliever failures, Lincoln Riley, Matt Rule, Luke Fickell. They'll probably be fired by the end of the year. So, and then 1 or 2 more surprises can come out. They could lose 4 or 5 coaches like the SEC did last year. Yeah.
I can't remember, Daryl. Is Mike Loxley still in Maryland?
Yes.
He's on the seat, definitely.
Yes.
If Maryland does what they do again, if they start 4-5-0 and then lose, I think that'll be the end of him. I think last year
so that's 4 right there.
Yes, if Maryland's got to at least go 7-5, I think. Even that, I don't know if that would save him.
Nah, probably. He's probably tough. It's kind of weird because the Penn State thing happened. I didn't realize they Big Ten replaced 4 coaches. It makes sense, but you don't think about it that way because Penn State happened so long ago. They fired their coach basically week 3 of the season, and it took forever for them to get their coach. So I kind of feel and then the Sharon Moore thing was just such a big thing. You forget, this guy lost his job because of everything else that happened. But no, I mean, they're going to lose another 4 or 5 coaches this year, in my opinion. So that's going to be a very conference to look at in terms of that perspective. Austin, I want to ask you this question. Kind of move the conversation along a different place. Do you have any dark horse playoff teams that you think no one's really talking about? Not Texas Tech or something like that to make a run, but just to make the playoffs.
Okay.
And please, and when I say dark horse, Arkansas is not a dark horse. They're just not a horse at all in the race, okay?
Okay.
I'm talking about a legitimate dark horse.
Okay, let's see here. I'm kind of stewing on this. I think a team that can make some noise, Daryl, Penn State. Now, I know you may say that's not really a dark horse, but their schedule, Daryl, you look at their schedule, it lines up pretty nice. I even told Jackson in the group here, I said they could go 10-2 with that schedule. And I think they could make some noise out of the Big Ten. And I think they could be a team that kind of, in year one, captures some magic, so to speak. Because a lot of people are kind of like, they're not very high on Penn State, so to speak. And when I think of dark horse, Daryl, if this helps put it in context, is a team that maybe we don't expect a lot of or don't see coming. And I don't think a lot of people expect a lot of Penn State this year. There might be a few out there that are like Penn State's going to be Penn State. But I think Penn State's one of them. I think SMU's another dark horse. I think you could even make a case Georgia Tech's a dark horse. Like, what do you think, Daryl? Just those three to start. Agree, disagree?
No, I agree with all of those picks. I think, as he points out, Michigander in the chat, Virginia Tech is an excellent dark horse candidate because I think James Franklin is the second best coach in that conference by a pretty substantial margin. He's going to upgrade their talent level. You know, you got these middle cluster of ACC teams that I think always classify as a dark horse. Same thing in the Big 12 with your Baylor, Cincinnati, West
Houston.
Virginia, those level teams. But in terms of a SEC dark horse,
Ole Miss? No, Ole Miss.
no, I'm not. No, not Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Missouri.
Missouri? Okay.
I'm going to go with Missouri.
I'll go Florida.
Yeah,
Would
Florida.
Okay. You already said, does Florida qualify? Because I know they're a big name. What about you,
Yes,
Jack?
they qualify.
Dark horse or dark horse in your own conference?
Dark horse for SC.
Yes.
We'll just do one of each conference. Makes it easier.
I would say South Carolina could be a dark horse.
Really? Okay.
I mean, like, you know, because like not to like get in the SC target, but to like make some noise in who gets in the playoffs and who gets in the SC title game. That's what I'm thinking, because like everybody's not real positive on South Carolina. That means we're going to see South Carolina do well again this year.
Okay.
Like that was safe day 2024. And last year, everybody was positive on South Carolina. That meant they weren't going to do well.
Okay.
They are that team that does that. They're always a Jekyll and Hyde kind of team.
Okay. What about the Big Ten? Let's go to the Big Ten. I done said Penn State. What about you two?
I'm going to go with Washington because I really think they got a pretty favorable schedule this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with Washington.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Darrell on that one, really, because, you know, that first half of the schedule looks really good for Washington. Like, I don't see Michigan. I don't see Ohio State. I mean, yeah, I see Indiana and Oregon going to give some trouble to Washington, but shoot, the first 4 games are easy breezy. That's going to be a cinch. USC's going to be a test, but I see Washington. I can see Washington winning that one. I feel like they're going to be unbeaten going into Nebraska. And honestly, it looks like they could be a 10-0 team, like heading into week 12 against Indiana.
Artistically incredible ask, could BYU be considered a dark horse? So let's go to the Big 12 next. I mean, here's the thing.
They're like a favorite. They're a favorite in the Big 12.
Here's the thing, Jackson. Like I asked Daryl, what do you consider a dark horse, or what, in your opinion, is a dark horse? For me, a dark horse.
Yeah, to me, the 14th ranked team in the country isn't a dark horse.
Yeah.
I mean, in that case, I think West Virginia is a dark horse in the Big 12.
Yeah, just to go a little different, I'm going to go with Kansas State. They avoid the big 3 of Texas Tech, Houston, and BYU. So, and they have a historically good program. So I'm going to go with Kansas State.
I'm torn between 2, Arizona and Kansas State. I think Arizona can make some noise. I think they can bounce back. But I'll go Kansas State. I'll go with you, Darrell. And then the ACC, I'll go SMU.
Ooh. I could see that, honestly. Like SMU being that dark horse for everybody in the ACC.
Well, if you look at like the odds too, Jackson, Miami's the current favorite, which they should be. They were the runner-up last year. That's all good. I think SMU's like the fourth or fifth favorite. Not a lot of people are talking about him, but Rhett Lashley is coming back, of course, after his long, everyone thought he was going to leave. Kevin Jennings is coming back. They're returning a lot of their offense. So I think they're a team that's going to be under the radar most of the
I'll
year.
tell you this. I know Syracuse had a losing season last year, but you got to remember.
That's a big dark horse.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I could see where they could put a scare in the teams because I mean, like you got to remember that 2024 season with Fran Brown as their head coach, that was pretty awesome. The way they smacked down Clemson last year, that was pretty awesome. Like you don't see Syracuse doing that to anybody. To Clemson, you don't see anybody doing what Syracuse did to Clemson in Death Valley. I mean, that was just nuts.
But Jackson, it's a shell of a team, though. I will say it's a shell of a Dabo team. If this has been trouble,
you also have to look at. I respect that, but there's one thing to really look at as well: the way Fran Brown recruits on the recruiting trail. Like, think about that for a moment. That was one of the main reasons why Syracuse hired him. Is he's a hell of a recruiter, did a fantastic job at Georgia, just doing a top-notch job on the trail. I mean, like I think 247 Sports was calling him like the #1 national recruiter at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the highest honors you could get. I mean, like, and the way, and I think like they were beating Michigan for recruits. Like, think about that. They were beating Michigan for recruits, not in basketball, but in college football. Again, let that sink in for a moment. There are dogfights with everybody in the world of college football over guys. I mean, I know like the class rankings are low, but but still though. I think Fran Brown can really make things go rolling for Syracuse again this year. I think they could go back to a bowl game, but I think they can really have a say in who gets in and who doesn't get in the ACC title game, and who gets in and who doesn't get in the playoffs, just like they did in the 2024 season.
Mm-hmm. And to answer Trojan Fight's question real fast and let Darrell go. And I got one final question for everybody to end us on this night. He said, Austin, did you move? This room looks different. I did move. Well, I'm still in the same house. No,
really?
I moved. Yes,
you're not going to tell him the truth? You open up that door, you're going to see me. I'm right behind that door.
Yeah, me and Darrell live in the same house. No, I'm just kidding. I can't listen. I love Darrell. He's a good friend, but I wouldn't be able to live with that guy. All his Kentucky blues spewing. And I like to watch professional wrestling, so Darrell might hear me hooting and hollering. It'd be a whole mess. But anywho, no, this is my new office that I got built in the house and everything. I got it painted. I got to get posters and stuff. I've got posters I got hung up. You'll see I've got my old high school trophies that'll be hung up. I've actually got my MVP trophy from the state basketball tournament. I've got confetti I'm going to hang up. It's going to be a nice looking room in a couple years when I get to it. But no, I'm still in the same house, just in my new office instead of my ticky-tacky bedroom.
But don't you think it would have been fun if we were able to perpetuate a completely false rumor that me and you live together just to mess with people? I thought that would have been fun, Austin. But to answer this question, my heart says California, because that would be the most ACC thing of all time.
Yes,
is just have this random school that nobody's talking about or nobody even pays attention to go 8-4, 9-3, and wins the ACC. But my real answer is Pittsburgh.
Yes, yeah. Pat Narduzzi. Now, here's a good one.
Pittsburgh, where dreams go to die.
Here's a good one, and this will be the way we end it. And we don't have to get. I'll let 2 or 3 slide. Way too early national championship pick. Give me 2 or 3, guys.
I would say Oregon, Notre Dame for the national title.
Okay. What about you, Daryl? Way too early
I have
pick.
Texas, Ohio State playing in the national championship game.
Okay. Let's see if mine's any controversial. I'm going to say Ole Miss, Texas.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
That would be so funny, though. All the people that talk about how bad the SEC is, and then the trash talking from that would be hilarious. Ohio State, Miami would be a good national championship. I just don't think Miami's going to be that consistent. Interesting how nobody has picked Indiana, who is overwhelmingly favored to dominate the Big Ten this year.
It's hard to repeat, Daryl, and you know this as much as anybody, Daryl, being a Chiefs fan. It is hard to go back to back.
Actually, Austin, I wouldn't know this because we did go back to back. We actually almost went back to back to back, so I wouldn't understand this. You know, we're just too great, so I don't understand this point. Sorry.
Okay, Jackson, I'll go to you. Wait, Bama did go back. No, Bama's never been back to back. Okay, right? Hold on.
They did go back to back,
Alabama's
Austin.
been back to back. Alabama's never been back to back to back.
Okay, never mind. Jackson wouldn't understand either. Well, to my normal people out there that don't live in a dynasty era, like I pick all the teams that are not in dynasty. It is hard to go back to back and win titles back to back years. It is extremely, extremely, extremely hard. Any coach will tell you winning one is tough, but winning 2 in a row is extremely difficult. And there's never been a three-peat in college football history. Well, there's been one. There's been one. I know Jackson's face is like a teacher. He's getting ready to correct me, smack me with his ruler.
No, I was looking at something on a post. My bad.
But yeah, and Dave's right. Minnesota's the last 3 team to three-peat. Yes, Dave, you're Golden Gophers. I don't know what their call is, but go Gophers.
That was from 1934 to 1936.
See, and the closest team to doing that was Georgia a couple years ago when they won in 22 and 23. They could have won in 24. But yeah, it's hard to go back to back. So I see why people are not giving Indiana credit. Now, could Indiana go back to back? Absolutely. But like Michigan Anderson said somewhere in here, or someone said they weren't sold on Trojan Fight, not Michigander, my bad. Sorry, people, I'm getting names mixed up. He said, I'm not sold Hoover is going to pick up where the last 2 QBs left off at Indiana. But yeah, long way of rambling said it's hard to go back to back. Take it away, Jackson or Daryl.
Oh, what we got?
Well, Daryl was talking about Indiana, how no one's picking Indiana, and I was just rambling on about how it's hard to go back to back.
Yeah, and then Indiana's probably. I think the Big Ten title. I'm still kind of figuring that one out. I think Oregon gets in, but oh man, like Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon, they're all going to be playing one another this year. Except for Indiana's not playing Oregon. So,
and I agree with Dave on this. He said, I don't think we're going to see back to
back. Yeah,
it
won't happen. You're not seeing back to back, let alone back to back.
I think Georgia they'll be the last team for a while. I think it'll be in the 15, 20 years before we get another back to back. You have to be incredibly great and you have to retain your talent because Georgia was able to retain most of their teams to do that. And it's hard in this area to retain everybody at once. But I'll say this, Jackson, depending on if Daryl comes back or not, and Trojan Fight says Indiana has the scheduling going for them.
Ohio State.
Yeah, pretty sure that they don't have to play a decent opponent until mid-October, yes. But 100%. Indiana proved they could beat Ohio State, though. That's the thing. So it's no longer the big, bad Buckeyes, as Caitlin would like to call it. But with that being said, though, if the real don't come back, though, Jackson, we got a new theme song, everybody. You'll hear it here in just a minute, and you all can tell us what you think. Mine and Jackson's new theme song. But before we do that, you know what we got to do. We got to hit the notifications and all that. Jackson's got to tell you what he's got going on. But before we do that, Jackson, got to get the paid advertisement in. If you happen to be thirsty or perhaps looking for a beverage of some type and you don't know where to get one, and or you happen to stumble across a nice cold beverage and don't want to carry it, put it in this nice little tumbler here. Alabama, the voice of college football, which happens to be a show Jackson runs on the Voice of College Football Network quite conveniently. Get you this nice tumbler, hot, cold, anything you want. Like tonight, I had some refreshing Gatorade in it, and it's purple. So my tongue might be purple, but that might be TMI. But get you one of these mugs, or better yet, get you a hat or get you a scarf if they've got those. I mean, this is good stuff here. It helps supports a good cause. Alabama, the voice of college football. Jackson will tell you what else they're cooking up there and helps out a good cause. What do you got cooking, Jackson?
Well, on Alabama with the Voice College Football, we're cooking up some magic on the call-in show Thursday night as Jeffrey and I take your calls, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. But pretty soon, we got some more content coming your way before the week is out. I'm going to be joined by Steve Helwig discussing the early season preview of the East Carolina matchup. And we're going to have a video out where we discuss who's going to be the breakout freshman of the 2026 season. So we've got some magic coming your way on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. Plus, Tucker Harlan, Andrew Miller, and myself have magic coming your way on SEC at the Voice of College Football. We were joined by Jaron Spohr of Locked On Mississippi State tonight, where we had a fun time on the 53rd edition of SEC Live. So that was a wild ride all right there. And if you watched a little bit of Tuesday afternoon or just saw a rerun of college sports, I've taken on a new project, added in with Alabama at the Voice of College Football, SEC at the Voice of College Football. And it's a project, and it's a new channel that I've joined. I'm, matter of fact, a co-owner, I am a business partner on that channel with Mountaineer Paul from Locked On West Virginia on this channel called College Sports Insiders, where we're talking a lot about college football, college basketball, and the rest of the college sports world. And I can tell you right now, we're still kind of figuring out the groove of things on there. We're 105 subs away from 195 subscribers away from 500 on that channel. So we're rocking and rolling on there. And tomorrow, and on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Mountaineer Paul and I are going to be joined by Andrew McCleary of Red Raiders Wire at USA Today, discuss what's next after Sorsby, and we go over position by position for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So we won't be talking a whole lot about Sorsby. We're just going to be talking a lot about the positions heading into the 2026 season. Because I'll be honest, though, all that stuff about like, oh, season's over for testing, I doubt that. I doubt that very highly. It feels like BYU from last season all over again. But check us out on there. And you can always check me out on here on Jackson Johnson 979, where I've got some episodes of the Jackson coming your way. And for more updates, what I've got in my world, check me out, Jackson CFB on /Twitter and on Instagram. There's Jackson Johnson 543 908.
And whoops, hitting wrong buttons here, people. Here we go. Jackson, hold on. Here we go. Putting on a 60-minute timer. Here we go. You can find me at Sports Talk with Austin, and of course on X, where you can find all my adventures, of course. And listen, I know some of you joined the party late and stuff, everything. Don't worry. Me and Jackson will be back again. Do not worry. We will have another show for you as we get closer to the season. I know a lot of people have been asking if me and Jackson are going to do streams and going to do things together. We will try to be more frequent together, try to do more call-in shows as the season ramps up. As far as the final whistle and all that goes, we both have busy schedules, but we will try our best for you guys. We know you all like that and have mentioned that you want to see more of that from us as the season is part of your all's Saturday nights. Me and Jackson will do our best. If nothing else, we will make it the Sunday morning final whistle.
Well, we'll figure something out. Like it's like my schedule. Like it's just like I'm figuring some things out for the 2026 season, and Austin and I will get it. We'll get it figured out. Like we'll figure out something for all of you guys.
Yes, we know how much you all look forward to that. And we thank you all too. Like that doesn't go unnoticed. Me and Jackson love the fact that you care about our show, and no, me and Jackson do not have no beef. We can squash that now. Me and Jackson are still good. So for anyone out there thinking that we're mad at each other, you can put that to bed. Me and Jackson are all good. We love each other. I'm not going to kiss him on the cheek though. That would just no. I'll give him a. Off air, but yeah, we will definitely get something together, and we will have another call-in show. We will try to do something within something. Hopefully, some breaking news or something. We might even come on here and do a college football tier list one night, and who knows? But we will be back again. Don't you worry. But in the meantime, we've got a new theme song, and and it comes from a special, and we got a new logo too for our show. So Jackson, play it away. We call this Kentucky.
Two best friends from different states, one from Alabama, one from Kentucky's gates, talking ball from dawn till night, breaking down the plays, getting every call right. Kentucky blue running through our veins, crimson tide red bringing fire to the game. Different colors, same heart inside, standing together with nothing to hide. Kentucky blue and crimson tide red, passion for the game and every word we said. Win or lose, we're showing up instead, building something bigger, moving straight ahead. Two best friends, too strong to lose, united by the game no matter what we choose, making it happen, chasing every dream, side by side, stronger than we seem. Saturday lights and the crowds roll out, talking football, making our hometowns proud. Every touchdown, every hard-fought drive, keeping the spirit of the game alive. From the hills of Kentucky to Alabama shore, we bring the energy and always want more. Not just fans, we're family now, keeping our promise and showing them how. Kentucky blue and crimson tide red, passion for the game and every word we said. Win or lose, we're showing up instead, building something bigger, moving straight ahead. Two best friends, too strong to lose, united by the game.
We love you guys. Thank you all for being here. Much love, and we'll see you all next time.